Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'll try again. Assalamu alaikum. MashaAllah. Welcome to Qibla Travels Hajj seminar. MashaAllah, it seems like everybody's here. It's a full house. And inshallah, we will proceed with the seminar. But before we do this, we will inshallah call upon Uzar Khan to do some qiraat inshallah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان والأرض وضعها للأنام فيها فاكهة والنخل ذات الأكمام والحب ذو العصف والريحان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان صدق الله العظيم.
MashaAllah, Jazakallah khair for that. Now, okay, Bismillah. I would like to introduce myself, inshallah. For those of you who don't know me already, my name is Atif Khan. I will be hosting today, inshallah. And I am the manager at Qibla Travels. Qibla Travels is a family-run business, and we have been around since and established in 2011. And alhamdulillah, now it's 2018, so it's been about 8 years that we have been taking people to Hajj and providing this service. So this blessing that Allah has given us and He has provided for us for the last 8 years. We started off with just 25 people that we took the first year, and now after 8 years we are taking 200 people. So this is we can only thank Allah for this. Alhamdulillah for that, alhamdulillah. So we'd also like to thank the Al-Manasik group as well, and Taybah Hajj and Umrah, who have been with us for the past few years, and without them all of this wouldn't be possible as well. Now I would also like to thank everyone that's here. It looks like I said, it's a full house, subhanAllah. So I'd like to thank everyone for coming. There's many people that are here that have come from Wales, from Manchester, from Leyton. So thank you so much, thank you to everybody else for coming. And it's very, very important. You see, the seminar, a lot of people called in and said, do we have to come? And of course, you guys might have made the preparation, but it's very important before we leave for Hajj, we come together as a group. You know, it's 2 weeks before Hajj starts. We must, prepare mentally, physically, and together as a group. So see this as the first day of your Hajj. It's the first day of the Hajj journey. From today onwards, make preparations, inshallah, mentally now, that you are, inshallah, going to Hajj. It was only 1 year ago that people came and made their bookings, about a year ago. Maybe 2-3 years ago, you made intention. 2-3-4 years ago, someone from another family came and back from Hajj, and you were thinking, maybe one day I'll do Hajj. And today, subhanallah, by the will of Allah, Allah has honored you, honored us to go and do this journey, alhamdulillah. Now, before I proceed, I want to kind of convey a message, my own type of message, inshallah, because I've done Hajj 2-3 times. That's my story, my third time inshallah this time, and I've done it twice now. And I want to convey a message for myself, inshallah, before we carry on with the seminar. Of course, a lot of you have already done your preparations, the physical preparations, you've done them already. I'm pretty sure you have. A lot of you, of course, that have women in your group or women in your families, you've definitely done the physical preparations by now. You probably did it a month or 2 months ago. So that's, alhamdulillah, so fine. But my point and the message that I want to give is that a lot of the times in between this havoc and a lot of the chaos of preparations, we do the physical preparations, we do the mental preparations, but we don't necessarily do the spiritual preparation, which is very, very, very important. Because there's a question that I would like to ask everyone here. Why are you doing Hajj? What is the reason for why you are doing Hajj? Now I get a lot of people that come, and I overhear a lot of people say that the reason why they're doing Hajj is because they need to be a mahram for their sister, for their daughter, for their wife. So, you know, we must go Hajj for this reason. A lot of the younger individuals, they probably just tag along with their parents and think that we're just going, you know, and the parents say that's an obligation that we're fulfilling. Now, of course, that is a reason in itself, but the true reason, ask yourself why you have spent so much money to go to this journey. Why have you done it? Is it for that simple reason, the fact that you want to be a mahram for someone, that you need to kind of, you know, just fulfill a pillar of Islam? Is that the only reason for why you are going? No, that's not the reason. The real reason, Allah says in the Quran, the real reason for why you are going is for the sake of Allah. You're going for the sake of Allah. So I feel like it's very important that we, you know, I convey this message because, like I said, a lot of the times between the havoc, this gets lost. So make the intention, inshallah, from here on. Try to, you know, spiritually, try to prepare yourself, inshallah. Because in the Quran, it's mentioned many times. Allah says in the Quran, in Surah Al-Hajj, Allah says that when you've done the Qurbani, the meat sacrifice, it won't come to me. The blood sacrifice, that won't come to me. But your piety will come to me. What does that verse mean? We do the rituals. Of course, we must do the rituals. Allah says himself in the Quran, He says that the Qurbani that you do, the meat won't come to me. The blood won't come to me. But your piety, that will come to me. So it is very, very, very important that we understand this. We must prepare ourselves before. 2 weeks we've got now, inshallah. We have Ramadan to do this. But I guess a lot of us, I'll include myself as well, a lot of the times, you know, it kind of flies over our head. But when times like this come, we must understand that we must prepare ourselves for this, for Hajj itself, inshallah. Try to, you know, prepare yourself more spiritually. And the way to do this, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said this. He said that there's 3 ways, you know, to increase your consciousness in Allah. And to do that, to increase your taqwa in Allah, the only way to do this is through prayer. There's 3 ways. The best way is through prayer. Now, if a lot of us, inshallah, have started praying, or maybe pray 5 times, but try to pray with concentration. Pray with knowing that Allah is watching you. Pray the salah, pray them on time. The second thing the Prophet said was pray the Quran. Now we pray the Quran in Arabic, but how many of us read the translation? What is Allah telling us? Of course, Arabic is good in itself, but what about the English translation or the Urdu translation? It's very, very important that you pray this, you read the Quran, in order to get closer to Allah, before, inshallah, you know, we embark on this journey. And the third way that the Prophet Muhammad said was, do zikr. Zikr is very important. So these are the 3 main ways to do it. But before you leave, in order to clean your heart, inshallah, what you should try to do is, if you have any grudges with any family members, you just go, you meet them and rectify them from your side, even if they don't accept them. Rectify it, purify your heart before you leave. And inshallah, once you do your Hajj, inshallah, after you come back and you'll be a changed person. You must make that intention that I'm going there to become a changed person. You must do this. Allah says in the Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 197, Allah says that we have, do your provisions. Indeed, do your provisions, that's no problem. But the best of provisions is the fear of Allah. If you don't have the fear of Allah, this is in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah says, and this is in regards to Hajj, Allah says, do the provisions for Hajj. Indeed, we are doing it. This is why we're here today, right? So do these provisions, and indeed, but the best of provisions is the fear of Allah. Have the fear of Allah. Increase that taqwa. Increase the closeness to Allah. And once we do this, really and truly, then when we go to Hajj, inshallah, then we will see the benefits. You won't see the benefits, I can say, Wallah, you won't see the benefits. If you go to Hajj without a purified heart, you will not see the benefits of Hajj. It will just be a ritual for you. You will come back and you say, I'm sinless, but you don't know this. And you will feel it in your heart that maybe, no, I'm not. But you have to make sure that you don't waste this money. It's a lot of money, of course it's a lot of money, but we don't want to waste this money, inshallah. So this is just the message I wanted to give, because like I said, it kind of gets lost, in between the preparations and stuff. So from here on, inshallah, I include myself here as well, that try our best to get close to Allah, and inshallah, may Allah give us the tawfiq to do this, inshallah. So now I'm going to proceed with the schedule of the seminar. So there's three parts of the seminar today. The first part of the seminar will be the rites of Hajj. The 5th issues, inshallah, that will be the first part of the seminar. The second part of the seminar, that will be the logistics, and will be an in-depth follow-through of the itinerary, inshallah. So I'll be going through that, inshallah. So that will be the second part of the seminar. The third part of the seminar will be a question and answer. That will be, so if you have any questions, please don't ask them in between, ask them at the end. The third part, there will be a question and answer, inshallah. There also we'll be providing you the accessories that we've sorted out for you, inshallah. We'll be providing them as well. And of course you will be taking the documents at the end as well. So that's the 3 parts of the seminar. And of course, we also have the lunch as well. So the lunch that will be provided at the end. So now let's get started, inshallah. So the first part of the seminar, like I said, will be the rights and the 5th issues. And that will be, inshallah, the speaker will be Sheikh Saab. Now, I would like to introduce Sheikh Saab. He's too humble, of course, to introduce himself the way I would introduce him. He is, of course, a very, very decorated Sheikh. And by that, what I mean is, he has studied in Makkah for 10 years, alongside people like Sheikh Sudais. So you can see the caliber of his knowledge, subhanAllah. So he's been in and out of Saudi Arabia, he knows the demographics, he knows the logistics, he knows the ins and outs. So he's a great, great asset, and of course he will be with us during Hajj as well, inshallah. So like I said, alhamdulillah, we have a great asset in our group. So without further ado, inshallah, I call Sheikh Saab.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. मेरे भाई और बहनों, अगेन अस्सलाम वालेकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातुहू। असल में जो कुछ कहना था वो कह दिया है, वो थोड़ा सा ब्रीफली जो है हज के सिलसिले में, हज जो है ये इस्लाम का एक अजीम रुकन है, इस्लाम का एक अजीम रुकन है। और रसूल अकरम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का फरमान कि इस्लाम की बुनियाद 5 चीज़ों पर है, और उसमें जो आखिरी रुकन है वो हज है। और अल्लाह के रसूल सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने सिर्फ एक हज किया है, एक हज किया है, बार बार नहीं। लेकिन आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने ख्वाहिश जिक्र की थी। आपने कहा अगर मैं इतना जिंदा रहा तो मैं इंशाअल्लाह हज तमत्तो करूँगा। और हज तमत्तो के बाद हज की जो किस्में हैं वो 3 हैं, हज तमत्तो, हज क़िरान और हज इफ़राद। ये हज की 3 किस्में हैं, हज तमत्तो, हज क़िरान और हज इफ़राद। और तीनों किस्में जो है बड़ी अजीम है, तीनों का बड़ा अजीम अजर है। अल्लाह के रसूल सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के जो सहाबी हैं उन्होंने तीनों किस्म के हज किए हैं, हज इफ़राद भी किया है, हज क़िरान भी किया है और हज तमत्तो भी किया है। इसमें कोई शक और शुबा नहीं है कि हज तमत्तो जो है इसमें ज़्यादा अजर है, ज़्यादा। जैसे कि मैंने कहा उलमा का इसके अंदर इख्तलाफ है। कुछ ने कहा है कि हज तमत्तो जो है वो अफजल है, कुछ ने कहा नहीं हज क़िरान, इसलिए कि रसूल अकरम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने जो हज किया वो एक ही हज किया, वो हज क़िरान था। कुछ ने कहा नहीं हज इफ़राद। तो तीनों की राय जो है उसका एहतराम करना चाहिए। और तीनों जो है अल्लाह उनको जज़ा दे, जो भी हज करने वाले, जो हज तमत्तो करेगा वो भी सही है, जो हज क़िरान करेगा वो भी सही है, जो हज इफ़राद करेगा वो भी सही है। और उनके हज में कोई फ़र्क या उनके अजर और सवाब में कोई फ़र्क नहीं आएगा। ये 3 किस्में जो भी आप चूज़ करना चाहते हैं कर सकते हैं और आपको अजर ज़रूर मिलेगा, इसलिए कि रसूल अकरम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने ये कहा है। सादिक़ुल मस्दूक़ आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम अपनी तरफ से तो कोई बात ही नहीं करते थे। आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम मा यंतिक़ु अनिल हवा इन हुवा इल्ला वह्युन यूहा, आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम अल्लाह के ऑर्डर का इंतज़ार करते थे, जो अल्लाह कहता था वही। इसकी बड़ी मिसाल ये है, आप देखें कि मुकाम इब्राहीम के पीछे जब लोग तवाफ़ करते थे तो 2 रकात नहीं पढ़ा करते थे। حضرت عمر رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ ان کی خواہش تھی کہ اللہ کے رسول کیوں نہ ہم مقام ابراہیم کے پیچھے 2 رکعت پڑھ لیں. حضرت رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے فرمایا اللہ کا آرڈر نہیں ہے, اللہ کا آرڈر نہیں ہے. فوراً جبریل امین علیہ السلام آتے ہیں اور رسول اکرم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کو آرڈر ہوتا ہے کہ جو بھی آدمی طواف کرتا ہے اس کے بعد 2 رکعت مقام ابراہیم کے پیچھے اس کو پڑھنی چاہیے. اس کو مقام ابراہیم سے مراد ہے کہ کہیں بھی حرم کے اندر پڑھ لیں. تو مختصر یہ آپ کو بتانا چاہتا ہوں کہ عمرے کا یا آپ یوں کہہ لیجیے کہ طواف اس سے پہلے جو ہے وہ آپ نے احرام کہاں سے بن رہا ہے, کیسے بن رہا ہے, اور اس کے بعد آگے جو ہے وہ انشاءاللہ بردر جو ہے وہ انگلش میں بتائیں گے. لیکن مختصر یہ ہے کہ سب سے پہلا جو آپ نے کام کرنا ہے وہ یہ ہے کہ حلال روزی سے آپ نے حج کرنا ہے, حلال روزی سے, رزق حلال سے. اور نمبر 2 جو ہے ماں باپ کا فرمانبردار بن کر کرنا ہے. ماں اور باپ کی عزت کریں گے تو آپ کی کامیابی ہے. ماں اور باپ کو اگر دنیا میں ذلیل کریں گے تو اللہ کبھی بھی آپ سے راضی نہیں ہوگا, اللہ کبھی بھی آپ کو معاف نہیں کرے گا. اگر آپ نے ماں اور باپ کو راضی کیا تو رسول اکرم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا فرمان پھر اللہ بھی راضی ہوگا. جس نے ماں اور باپ کو دنیا میں ٹھکرا دیا, ان کی عزت نہیں کی, ان کا احترام نہیں کیا, ان کے ساتھ احسان نہیں کیا, تو پھر وہ کبھی بھی کامیاب نہیں, وہ انسان کبھی کامیاب نہیں ہو سکتا. جس نے ماں اور باپ کی عزت کی وہ انسان دنیا میں کامیاب ہے. اور اس میں ضروری نہیں ہے کہ صرف مسلمان ہی ماں باپ ہو تو تبھی عزت کی جائے, نہیں, بلکہ اگر کافر ہیں تب بھی ان کی عزت کریں. اور اس کی بے شمار مثالیں ہمارے سامنے ہیں. اسماء رضی اللہ تعالی عنہ جو حضرت عائشہ صدیقہ رضی اللہ تعالی عنہ کی بہن ہے, ان کی والدہ جو ہے مشرکہ تھی, اللہ کے علاوہ کسی اور کی پوجا کرتی تھی. تو رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کے پاس آتی ہیں, مکے کا یہ واقعہ ہے کہ آپ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کو کہتے ہیں حضرت اسماء رضی اللہ تعالی عنہ. اور اسماء کون تھی اسماء؟ اس کی تاریخ کو دیکھو, اس کی تاریخ کو دیکھیں گے تو آپ کے آنسو نکلیں گے. وہ اسماء جس کو ابو جہل نے تھپڑ مارا تھا اور مرنے دم تک وہ ان کا تھپڑ جو ہے اس کی جو درد تھا وہ محسوس کرتی رہی. اس کو ان کا کان بند ہو گیا تھا اور خون ان کے کان سے نکل رہا تھا. یہ کب کا واقعہ ہے؟ جب رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے ہجرت کی تھی مکہ سے مدینہ کی طرف, اور ابو جہل نے ان سے پوچھا تھا تو انہوں نے نہیں بتایا تھا کہ کہاں ہے رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم. تو زور سے تھپڑ مارا تھا, ان کا کان بند ہو گیا تھا اور اس سے خون نکل رہا تھا. حضرت اسماء رضی اللہ تعالی عنہ وہ کہتی ہیں کہ میں نے رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم سے پوچھا, اللہ کے رسول میری ماں مشرکہ ہے لیکن ان کو میری ضرورت ہے, یعنی کہ میری ضرورت ہے کہ میں ان کے کپڑے دھوؤں, ان کے لیے کھانا تیار کروں, ان کا گھر صاف کروں, تو کیا میرے لیے اجازت ہے؟ اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے فرمایا کہ دیر نہیں کریں, جائیں اور اپنی ماں کی خدمت کریں, جائیں اپنی ماں کے کپڑے دھوئیں, جائیں ان کے لیے کھانا بنائیں. اور حضرت اسماء رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ کے بارے میں آتا ہے, وہ کون ہے؟ زبیر رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ کی والدہ عبداللہ بن زبیر رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ. ان کے بارے میں آتا ہے کہ ان کے سر کے جو بال تھے وہ پانی لے کر آیا کرتی تھی اپنی والدہ کے لیے. سر کے بال جو گر گئے تھے, کس کے لیے؟ ماں کی خدمت کر رہی تھی. وہ ماں جو مشرکہ تھی, وہ ماں جو اللہ کو نہیں مانتی تھی کسی اور کے علاوہ. اور اسی لیے تو اللہ سبحانہ وتعالیٰ نے ماں اور باپ کے بارے میں کہا ہے نا قرآن میں کہ ماں اور باپ کو کلمت اف جو ہے یہ اگر آپ کہیں گے تو گناہگار ہو جائیں گے. ورنہ ویسے تو اگر کلمت اف جو ہے قرآن کا لفظ سمجھ کر پڑھیں گے تو آپ کو 20 نیکیاں ملیں گی. لیکن ماں اور باپ کو کہہ کر انہوں نے کہ آپ کو کوئی حکم دیا ہے بیٹا دروازہ بند کر کے ماں میں تو تھکا ہوا تھا, ماں میں تھکا ہوا ہوں, واللہ گناہگار ہو جائیں گے, تباہ اور برباد ہو جائیں گے اگر ماں اور باپ کی عزت نہیں کریں گے. اگر ماں اور باپ نے کہا بیٹا چائے میرے لیے چائے بنا, ماں کیوں, یہ تو لیڈیز کا کام ہے, آپ نے یا میری بہن بنائے گی, گناہگار ہو گئے. ماں اور باپ کی عزت کریں, ماں اور باپ کا احترام کریں اگر دنیا میں کامیابی چاہتے ہیں. اور حج جو ہے, حج کا پورا جو درس ہے وہ 3 یا 4 جو ہے شخصیات ان کے اوپر ہے. ایک حضرت ابراہیم علیہ السلام باپ, ایک حاجر علیہ السلام یا رضی اللہ تعالی عنہ ماں یا بیوی بھی, اور ایک بیٹا حضرت اسماعیل علیہ السلام. اور پھر ان کے جد امجد رسول اکرم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم جن کو اللہ تعالیٰ نے حکم دیا, جن کو اللہ تعالیٰ نے حکم دیا کہ حج جو ہے یہ مسلمانوں پر فرض کر دیا گیا. ان 4 شخصیت پر حج جو ہے وہ گھومتا ہے. اور حج جو ہے مختصر یہ ہے کہ اس سے پہلے اسلام سے پہلے لوگ جو ہے مزدلفہ تک جاتے تھے، اس کے بعد واپس آ جاتے تھے. رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم پر جب حج فرض ہوا ہے تو پھر لوگ جو ہے عرفات کے اندر جانا شروع کیے. تو میرے بھائی اور بہنوں، حج جیسے پہلے کہا ہے کہ صبر کرنا ہے، حلال کمائی سے کرنا ہے، اور والدین کے ساتھ عزت اور احترام کے ساتھ ان کی اجازت لے کر جائیں. اس لیے کہ ایک آدمی جو ہے جہاد کے لیے جا رہا تھا اللہ کی راہ میں لڑنے کے لیے. تو اس نے کہا کہ امی کے ابو کو کہ میں جہاد کے لیے جانا چاہتا ہوں، یا نہیں کہا اس نے ساری. تو رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی خدمت میں آیا، اللہ کے رسول میں جہاد کرنا چاہتا ہوں. کہا اب وہی کہیں کیا تمہارے ماں باپ زندہ ہیں؟ کہا ہاں اللہ کے رسول. قال ففیہما فجاہد، جاؤ اور ماں باپ کے ساتھ جہاد کرو، جاؤ ان کی خدمت کرو. اور اس سے بھی بڑھ کر اکثر ہم سنتے رہتے ہیں اور اکثر آپ علماء سے سنتے ہیں اویس کرنی. اس کو کیا وہ مقام ملا تھا؟ کیوں ملا تھا؟ وہ تو آنا چاہتا تھا مدینہ کی طرف، وہ تو بننا چاہتا تھا صحابی رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم، لیکن اللہ کے رسول نے منع کر دیا کہ خبردار مدینہ کی طرف آنا. اس لیے کہ اس کے پاس کوئی آدمی نہیں تھا اس کی ماں کی دیکھ بھال کرنے والا. کہا اپنی ماں کی دیکھ بھال کرو اور انہی کے ساتھ رہو. اور رسول اکرم صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے ان کو جو بشارت دی تھی، چند صحابی ایسے ہوں گے جن کو آپ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے کہا، بلکہ وہ صحابی جو عشرہ مبشرہ جن میں حضرت ابو بکر رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ، عمر رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ، عثمان رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ، علی رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ، وہ بھی خواہش کرتے تھے کاش ہماری ملاقات اویس کرنے کے ساتھ ہو، کاش ہماری ملاقات اویس کرنے کے ساتھ. اور حضرت عمر رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ تو ہر سال حج کے مقام پر اعلان کرتے تھے یمن کے لوگ کھڑے ہو جاؤ، لوگ کھڑے رہتے، ہاں جی سارے لوگ بیٹھ کے صرف کرم کے لوگ جو ہیں وہ کھڑے رہے. اویس کرنے کا ہے نہیں آیا جی، کتنے سال حج کرنے کے لیے نہیں آیا، اس لیے کہ اس کی ماں زندہ تھی اور ماں کی خدمت کرتا رہا. رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے فرمایا تھا کہ صحابہ کو کہ اس کو کہنا کہ آپ کے لیے دعا کریں، اس کی دعا اللہ تعالیٰ رد نہیں کرے گا. کیوں؟ اس نے ماں کی خدمت کی، کیوں اس نے اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کے حکم کو مانا، وہ تھا اویس کرنے. اور عمر رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ اور حضرت علی رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ جب تقریباً 8واں یا 9واں حج تھا، عمر رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ لوگوں نے بتایا کہ اویس کرنے آیا ہوا عرفات کے اندر ہے، اور حضرت عمر رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ اور حضرت علی رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ بھاگتے ہوئے اس کے پاس گئے، اور وہ بکریاں چلا رہا تھا اور ایک جگہ نماز پڑھ رہا تھا. یہ جاتے ہیں اور کہتے ہیں کہ تم ہی ہو اویس کرنی؟ آگے سے اس نے جواب نہیں دیا. تم ہی ہو اویس کرنی؟ اب تمہیں ملاقات کرنے کے لیے آئے؟ نہیں جواب دیا. تیسری بار اس نے کہا کہ کیا کام ہے، کون ہے آپ؟ کہا میں اللہ کا بندہ ہوں. پورا تعارف پھر بھی نہیں کرایا. اتنا وہ اللہ کا ولی تھا، اللہ کو ماننے والا، اور اسی لیے تو رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے اس کو بشارت دی تھی نا. اور پھر رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے فرمایا تھا کہ کرم، یعنی کہ وہ جو قبیلہ ہے یا وہ علاقہ ہے، وہ جو اویس کرنی ہے اس کے پیٹ کے اوپر ایک جو نا کالا سا داغ ہے، وہ ہے اویس کرنی. تو عمر رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ نے جب تعارف کیا کہا اپنی قمیض اوپر کرو. اس نے قمیض اوپر کی، دیکھا کالا رنگ وہی، بوسا دیا اسے. کیوں؟ اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے بشارت دی تھی. اور پھر اس کو کہا کہ میرے لیے دعا کریں. عمر اور علی رضی اللہ تعالیٰ. کہا اللہ کے بندے، آپ تو خلیفۃ المسلمین ہیں، آپ تو عشر مبشرین میں سے ہیں. کہا نہیں، اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا حکم ہے، اویس کرنی سے ملاقات کریں گے تو اس کو کہو کہ آپ کے لیے دعا کریں، اللہ اس کی دعا کو رد نہیں کرے گا. حضرت عمر رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ نے حضرت علی رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ نے کہا کہ آپ چھوڑیں یہ بکریوں کو، چلے ہمارے ساتھ اور لوگوں کو دعوت تبلیغ. اس نے کہا نہیں، میں ادھر ہوں، مجھے رہنے دیں. پہلے ہی اس نے یہ شرط رکھی تھی اویس کرنے کا اپنا تعارف کرنے سے پہلے. تو ماں اور باپ کی عزت کریں گے تو سبحان اللہ، اللہ سبحانہ و تعالیٰ آپ کو عزت دیں گے. اور میرے بھائی اور بہنوں، جو چوتھی بات یہ ہے کہ آپ نے جو احرام باندھا ہے وہ میقات سے باندھے، چادریں جو پہننی ہے. میقات جو 5 رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے بتائی ہے، اگر وہاں سے عبور ہوتا ہے تو وہاں سے باندھے. ہم لوگ جو ترکش ایئرلائن سے جائیں گے ترکی سے باندھ لیں، لیکن میجورٹی والے ترکی سے ترکی سے احرام باندھ لیں. اور جدہ سے احرام نہیں باندھنا کیونکہ جدہ ہماری میقات نہیں ہے. جہاز اترنے سے پہلے جو ہے تقریباً 20-25 منٹ یا آدھا گھنٹہ وہ اناؤنسمنٹ کرتے ہیں کہ اب ہم جو ہے وہ میقات سے عبور کر رہے ہیں، وہاں سے آپ نیت کر سکتے ہیں اور وہاں سے آپ تلبیہ جو ہے لبیک اللہم لبیک لبیک لا شریک لک لبیک ان الحمد والنعمت لک والملک لا شریک لک یہ پڑھ سکتے ہیں. اور ارادہ جو ہے آپ کر لیں. اس کے بعد آپ پر جو ہے وہ احرام کی جو حدود ہے وہ نافذ ہو جاتی ہے، اس سے پہلے نہیں. مثلا ناخن کاٹنا یا بال جو ہے یہ آپ نہیں کاٹ سکتے جب آپ جو ہے وہ احرام پہن لیں گے اور حدود سے گزر جائیں گے. اور پھر آپ یہی تلبیہ پڑھتے رہیں، لبیک اللہم لبیک لبیک لا شریک لک لبیک ان الحمد والنعمت لک والملک لا شریک لک. بھائی جو ہے اس سے پہلے یعنی کہ حدود حرم سے حدود میقات سے پہلے اگر خوشبو لگانا چاہتا ہے لگا سکتا ہے، اور اس کے بعد نہیں، اس کے بعد نہیں. اسی طرح ہماری مائیں اور بہنیں جو ہیں وہ بھی خوشبو سے یا باقی چیزوں سے جنہوں پرہیز کریں، اپنے لباس جو اللہ تعالیٰ نے ان کو دیا ہوا ہے وہی ان کا احرام ہے، اسی میں رہیں اور اللہ کا ذکر کرتے رہیں، تلبیہ پڑھتے رہیں. اس کے بعد مکے میں پہنچے. مکے میں پہنچنے کے بعد جو ہے آپ اگر تھکے ہوئے ہیں ہوٹل میں آرام کر لیں، اور پھر اس کے بعد جو ہے گروپ وائز یا اگر کوئی انڈیویجول بھی جانا چاہتا ہے وہ جا سکتا ہے، اللہ کے گھر کا طواف کرے. اور طواف جو ہے وہ اپنے مقام ابراہیم سے شروع کرنا ہے اور اسی پر ختم کرنا ہے 7 چکر. پھر اس کے بعد آپ نے اگر سمجھتے ہیں کہ چانس لگ گیا ہے ملتزم کے پاس چلے جائیں، یعنی کہ جو بیت اللہ کا دروازہ ہے وہاں کھڑے ہو کر یا کہیں بھی کھڑے ہو کر دعا کریں، اس لیے کہ اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا فرمان ہے کہ یہ مقام ایسا ہے جہاں دعا کو رد نہیں کیا جاتا. پھر 2 رکعت پڑھیں مقام ابراہیم کے پیچھے اور اس کے بعد بھی دعا کریں. زمزم کا پانی جو ہے یہ بھی کھلے دل سے پیئے، جتنا بھی پینا چاہے پیئے، اس لیے کہ اس کے اندر شفا ہے، شفا ہے. پانی پینے کے بعد دعا کریں. اس کے بعد جو ہے صفا پہاڑی کی طرف چلے جائیں، وہاں سے آپ نے صحیح کرنی ہے اور مروہ کی طرف جانا ہے. یہ ایک چکر ہوگا، پھر دوسرا واپس آتے ہوئے، تو ان راؤنڈ سرکل جو ہے 3.5 چکر آپ نے اپنا عمرہ مکمل کرنا ہے. جس بھائی اور بہن نے حج تمتع کرنا ہے ان کا حج تمتع یعنی کہ عمرہ ان کا مکمل ہو گیا، اور بال کاٹنے کے بعد وہ احرام کھول سکتے ہیں. حج قران والے وہ احرام نہیں کھول سکتے، حج افراد والے وہ احرام نہیں کھول سکتے. اور اس کے بعد جو 8 ذی الحجہ کو یا 7 ذی الحجہ کو دوبارہ جو بھائی اور بہنیں جو حج تمتع کرنے والے وہ احرام بند کر جو ہے آگے چلے جائیں مینا کی طرف. اور مینا میں بھی آپ نے وہاں پر اللہ کو یاد کرنا ہے. سنت یہ ہے کہ 8 ذی الحجہ کی ظہر، عصر، مغرب، عشاء اور فجر کی نمازیں وہاں پڑھنی. اگین یہ ڈیپینڈ ہے مطوف کے اوپر، بسیں کب ملتی ہیں، وہاں پر کب پہنچتے ہیں. بالفرض اگر کسی بھائی کی زور کی نماز رہ کے کوئی حرج نہیں ہے، جب وہ وہاں پر پہنچے اس وقت پڑھ لیں یا جہاں پر بھی ہے وہ پڑھ لیں. اس لیے کہ یہ لازم نہیں ہے، واجب نہیں ہے، سنت ہے. دیر سے اگر پڑھ لیں گے آپ کوئی حرج نہیں ہے. اور اگر آپ کی نماز جا رہی ہے آپ کہتے نہیں مینا میں جا کر پڑھوں گا، وہ غلط ہے، وہ غلط ہے. اس میں کوئی شک اور شبہ نہیں ہے. افضل یہی چیز ہے کہ مینا میں آ کر پڑھیں، بہتر یہی چیز ہے، لیکن ڈیپینڈ آن یور سچویشن. اور اس کے بعد 9 ذی الحجہ کو پاسبل ہے، ممکن ہے مطوف مطلب جو ہے یا ہمارا نمبر جو پہلے آ جاتا ہے ہم فجر سے پہلے ہی چلے جائیں، ممکن ہے. 99% ایسا تو ہوا نہیں ہے، لیکن کبھی بھی ہو سکتا ہے. زیادہ لوگ جیسے 1983 کے بعد میں کہہ رہا ہوں، لوگوں کو رات 2 بجے یا 1:30 بجے بھیجا گیا تھا عرفات کے اندر. اس کے بعد بھی کافی لوگوں کو بھیجا گیا تھا، اس لیے کہ there was more than 3 million people، 3.5 million اور 4 million جو لوگ تھے. اور اب بھی اگر زیادہ لوگ ہوتے ہیں تو پھر وہ ٹائمنگ کے اعتبار سے لوگوں کو عرفات میں بھیجتے. 3.5 ملین لوگ جو ہے وہ اگر ایک دم شفٹ کریں گے تو that's not possible. تو اس لیے وہ روٹا سسٹم انہوں نے رکھا ہوا ہے. پھر وہ آپ کو عرفات میں لے کر جائیں گے. عرفات میں بھی آپ اللہ کا ذکر کرتے رہیں، اور وہاں پر جو ایکچوئل ٹائم ہے حج کا وہ زور کے وقت شروع ہوگا. اور اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا فرمان ہے الحج یوم العرفہ، اور حج جو ہے وہ عرفات کے دن کا ہے. جو مین پلر ہے حج کے ان میں سے ایک ہے وقوف عرفات، عرفات کے اندر کھڑا ہونا، عرفات کے اندر بیٹھنا. عرفات کے اندر لیٹ کر بھی اگر کوئی آدمی کھڑا نہیں ہو سکتا، بیٹھ نہیں سکتا، لیٹ کر بھی حج کیا جا سکتا ہے. پاسبلٹی ہے، اللہ عالم کہ کیا انسان کی کیا جو ویل چیئر پر ہے یا دوسرے تیسرے ہیں وہ وہاں پر ضرور جا سکتے ہیں اور جانا چاہیے، اس لیے کہ وہ حج کی ایک اہم شق ہے، اہم رکن ہے حج کا. جس طرح کہ طواف زیارہ ہے اسی طرح یہ بھی ایک رکن ہے. تو عرفات کے اندر قیام کرنا، ظہر اور عصر پڑھ لیں ایک ساتھ، یا جو بھائی بہنیں حنفی ہیں وہ ظہر کو ظہر کے وقت، عصر کو عصر وقت پڑھنا چاہتے ہیں، ان کی مرضی. جیسا کہ امام ابو حنیفہ رحمۃ اللہ علیہ کے مقتدی جو ہے وہ پڑھنا چاہتے ہیں پڑھ سکتے ہیں، اس میں کوئی حرج نہیں ہے. جو جمع کرنا چاہتے ہیں وہ کر لیں، اور اس کے بعد مل کر یا اکیلے رو رو کر دعا کریں. وہ ہے اصل مقام دعا کا. اور اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا فرمان ہے کہ جو آدمی اپنی گردنوں کو جہنم کی آگ سے محفوظ کرنا چاہتا ہے وہ عرفات کے اندر رو رو کر اللہ سبحانہ وتعالیٰ سے معافی مانگے، اس لیے کہ رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا فرمان اللہ سبحانہ وتعالیٰ سب سے زیادہ اگر اپنے بندوں کو معاف کرتے ہیں یا جہنم کی آگ سے محفوظ کرتے ہیں تو وہ ہے عرفات کے دن، وہ ہے عرفات کے دن۔ تو رو رو کر دعائیں مانگے، جو بھائی بہنیں حج کے لیے جا رہے ہیں وہ وہاں پر دعائیں مانگے، اور جو بھائی بہنیں نہیں جا رہے حج کے لیے نہیں جا رہے ہیں، پہلے انہوں نے حج کیا ہوا ہے، ان کو چاہیے کہ 9 ذی الحجہ کو روزہ رکھیں، 9 ذی الحجہ کو روزہ رکھیں، اس لیے کہ رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا فرمان ہے، آپ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے روزہ رکھا 9 ذی الحجہ کو، اس کا بڑا ہی عظیم اجر ہے، لیکن جو جا رہے ہیں ان کو روزہ نہیں رکھنا چاہیے، ان کو روزہ نہیں رکھنا چاہیے، اس لیے کہ اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے 9 ذی الحجہ کو حج کے دن آپ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے خود روزہ نہیں رکھا ہو، جو حج کر رہے ہیں۔ بس آپ بات کرتے ہی نہیں روزہ رکھیں گے اس لیے کسی کا بڑا اجر نہیں، آپ جو عمل کر رہے ہیں وہ سب سے افضل ہے، حج ادا کر رہے ہیں، اور حج میں سارے گناہ معاف ہو جاتے ہیں، اور پھر اس کے بعد وہاں آپ اللہ کو یاد کرتے رہے، مغرب کے وقت، مغرب کا ٹائم ہوگا لیکن نماز پڑھنے کی اجازت نہیں ہے آپ کو، اس لیے کہ اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا حکم ہے کہ مغرب کا وقت ہے، ورنہ عموماً یہ ہوتا ہے کہ سب سے بہترین عمل جو ہے اللہ کے ہاں ہے وہ نماز کو وقت کے اوپر پڑھنا، لیکن عرفات کے اندر نہیں۔ اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا حکم ہے کہ آپ نے نماز کہاں پڑھنی ہے؟ مزدلفہ میں، مزدلفہ میں جا کر آپ نے مغرب اور عشاء پڑھنی ہے، اور پھر اس کے بعد فجر پڑھنی ہے، اور پھر وہاں سے کنکر اٹھا کر آپ نے منا میں جانا ہے، اور منا میں آپ نے اپنے اگین گروپ جو ہے، جو گروپ لیڈر آپ کو گائیڈ کرے گا کہ کتنے بجے جا کر اپنے شیطان کو کنکر مار رہے ہیں، پھر آپ جو اپنے شیطان کو کنکر مار کر مکہ کی طرف چلے جائیں، اور وہاں پر آپ نے قربانی کا انتظار کرنا ہے، یہ نہ ہو کہ فوراً جاتے ہوئے طواف کرنا شروع کر دیں اور پھر بعد میں بات کرنا۔ افضل یہی ہے کہ ترتیب کے ساتھ جائیں گے وہ بہتر ہے، زیادہ اجر ہے، اور اس میں اگر کوئی آدمی بھول گیا ہے تو اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم سے صحابہ نے منا کے اندر پوچھا، اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم میں نے کنکر مار دیے اور اس کے بعد جو ہے قربانی نہیں کی، پہلے طواف کر لیا، آپ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم فرمایا کہ لا حرج، کوئی حرج نہیں، کوئی حرج نہیں، اس میں جو ہے ترتیب وار اگر کریں گے تو بہتر اور افضل ہے، اور اگر آگے پیچھے کوئی چیز ہو جاتی ہے تو وہ اس میں کوئی حرج نہیں، لیکن بعض علماء نے کہا ہے کہ ترتیب جو ہے وہ واجب ہے، تو وہاں پر اگر آپ نے ترتیب کو توڑ دیا تو ان کے نزدیک آپ کو ایکسٹرا قربانی دینی پڑے گی، اور پھر مکے میں جائیں اور آپ طواف الحج، طواف الافاضہ اس کو کہتے ہیں، حج کا عظیم رکن ہے، وہ کریں طواف، اور اس میں ضروری نہیں ہے کہ آپ احرام کی حالت میں کریں، قربانی کے بعد آپ احرام کھول سکتے ہیں، دوسرے نئے کپڑے پہن کر آپ اللہ کے گھر میں جا سکتے ہیں، اور آپ جو ہے نارمل کپڑوں میں آپ جو ہے طواف بھی کر سکتے ہیں، صحیح بھی کر سکتے ہیں۔ آپ دیکھیں گے کہ بعض لوگ جو انہوں نے احرام پہنے ہوئے ہیں تو ہم کیوں نہیں پہن سکتے؟ وہ پاسبل ہے کہ وہ لوگ حج قران والے ہوں، وہ پاسبل ہے وہ حج افراد والے ہوں، لیکن حج تمتع والوں کے لیے یہ جائز نہیں ہے، یا فضل ان کے لیے یہ نہیں ہے کہ وہ احرام کی حالت میں جائیں اور طواف وسیع کریں، نہیں، اس میں شرم جو ہے اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی سنت یہی ہے کہ آپ اپنے احرام کو اتار لیں، کپڑے پہن تبدیل کر لیں، غسل کر لیں، اور دوسرے کپڑے پہن کر اللہ کے گھر میں جائیں، طواف کریں، صحیح کریں۔ اس طرح آپ طواف کرنے کے بعد، طواف الافاضہ کرنے کے بعد یا طواف حج کرنے کے بعد آپ پر ہر چیز حلال ہوگی، آپ کی ہر چیز حلال ہوگی ہے، الا زوجین، جو میاں بیوی کے آپس میں طلاقات ہوتے ہیں وہ نہیں ہے، اور سبحان اللہ آپ کا حج جو آپ نے جو اراکین حج کے وہ تمام کی تمام پورے کر دیے، تو طواف زیارہ جو ہے بہت ضروری ہے۔ بس اوقات آدمی پہلے دن نہیں کر سکتا، دوسرے دن کر سکتا ہے، تیسرے دن کر لیں، چوتھے دن کر لیں، پانچویں دن کر لیں، جب بھی اللہ تعالیٰ نے اس کو ہمت دی اس دن کرے، پھر اس کا حج مکمل ہوگا، ورنہ حج مکمل نہیں ہوتا اس کے علاوہ۔ اللہ تعالیٰ مجھے اور آپ کو عمل کرنے کی توفیق عطا فرمائے۔ منا میں جو دن ٹھہرے وہاں پر بھی کوشش کریں اللہ کا ذکر کرتے رہیں، قرآن کی تلاوت کرتے رہیں، اور دینی معلومات جو ہے اس کا اضافہ کریں، گپے نہیں لگائیں، غیبت سے بچیں، غیبت سے بچیں، اس لیے کہ اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا فرمان ہے کہ جو آدمی غیبت کرتا ہے وہ جنت میں نہیں جائے گا، اور اسپیشلی سبحان اللہ، اسپیشلی جو ہے ہماری مائیں اور بہنیں، یہ جو ہے نا خصلت، اور بھائیوں کے اندر بھی ہے، فوراً جو ایک دوسرے کے ساتھ بیک بائٹنگ، دیکھا وہ اس نے کیسے کپڑے پہنے ہوئے تھے، دیکھا وہ ایسا ایسا۔ اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم سے کسی نے پوچھا، اللہ کے رسول صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم غیبت کیا ہے؟ غیبت کیا ہے؟ کہا وہ بات جو آپ اپنے بھائی یا بہن کے منہ پر نہیں کر سکتے، یعنی کہ اصلاح نہیں کر سکتے، پیچھے لوگوں کو بتا رہے کہ اس کے اندر یہ چیز ہے، یہ چیز ہے، یہ چیز ہے، یہ چیزیں نہیں ہونی چاہیے، یہ چیز نہیں ہونی چاہیے۔ बल्कि इसलाह के लिए लोगों के सामने भी उसकी इंसल्ट न करे, भाई तुम्हारे अंदर ये खामी है, नहीं, आराम से अकेले में मेरे भाई दिस इज द मिस्टेक इन यू, करेक्ट योरसेल्फ। लेकिन अगर लोगों को बताना करेंगे या वैसे ही शोर करेंगे तो वो बोहतान होगा, वो ग़ीबत से भी ज़्यादा है। अल्लाह ताला हमें अमल करने की तौफीक अता फरमाए। अल्लाह ताला आपके हज को कबूल फरमाए। अल्लाह ताला आपके हज को आसान फरमाए। अल्लाह ताला आपको हज का वो जो अजीम अजर है वो अता फरमाए। अल्लाह ताला आपको दुनिया में जो अजर है अल्लाह आपके गुनाहों को माफ़ फरमाए। अल्लाह ताला आपको सही मानों में रसूल अकरम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम से मोहब्बत करने की तौफीक अता फरमाए। और आखिरत में जो रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया है कि हज का जो अजर है वो जन्नत है, अल्लाह ताला हम सबको हासिल करने की तौफीक अता फरमाए। अक़ूलु क़ौली हाज़ा वअस्तग़फ़िरुल्लाह ली व लकुम व लिसाइरिल मुस्लिमीन मिन कुल्लि ज़ंब फस्तग़फ़िरूहु इन्नहु हुवल गफ़ूरुर रहीम। व सल्लल्लाहु अला नबिय्यिना मुहम्मद व जज़ाकुमुल्लाहु खैर।
Jazakallah, Sheikh Saab, for the speech, the great speech that you just gave. Inshallah, we look forward to your company during Hajj as well, inshallah. So now we are on to the second part of the seminar, and this will be the logistics, and we will be going through the itinerary as well. So it's very important that you focus on this part, inshallah. So it will be a presentation, inshallah. So let's go ahead with that. That will be myself. Okay, so inshallah I'm going to get started now. So, first of all, the most important part, I think, at this moment in time is we must distinguish who the group leader is, who the group leaders are going to be, because we have 3 different groups in this group itself. So we have Sheikh Shu'aib, we have myself, of course, and we also have Qari Arshad. Qari Saab is the one sitting in the middle with the grey. If you can just put your hand up, Qari Saab. Yes. So that is Qari Saab itself, inshallah. So he's the group leader as well. And we also have my father as well, so he does not need an introduction, but that he, inshallah, will be the group leader as well. Now, like I said, in this room there are 3 groups. There's group 1, which is the 3-week economy group. You know who you are, so just bear that in mind. The reason why I'm pointing this out is because throughout this presentation I will be referring to you as Group 1, Group 2, Group 3. So Group 1, you are the 3-week economy group. Group 2, you are the 2-week economy group. And then Group 3, that's the deluxe group. So just bear that in mind, inshallah. So now it's important to also establish the dates that you will be departing on, inshallah. So Group 1 will be leaving on the 12/13th of August. So we have the group itself, the 3-week group, will be leaving on the 12th of August, and there is some of the group that will also leave on the 13th of August. So we will get into more detail, inshallah. Khan Sahib will actually distinguish this, inshallah, in the third part of the segment. I don't want to confuse anyone, so just bear that in mind. Group 1, there is a group that will be going on the 12th. Also, there will also be a group that will be going on the 13th, inshallah. We have Group 2, which is departing on the 15th of August. And Group 3 will also depart on the same flight as Group 2, and that will be, of course, on the 15th of August, inshallah. Now, the timings of the flights, again, Mr. Khan will brief that in the end, in the third part, the third segment, inshallah. And so I don't really want to get into times at the moment. Like I said, it's going to get a bit confusing. So what is important, though, is that you arrive at the airport 4 hours before your departure time. It's very, very important that you arrive at your departure, at the airport 4 hours before departure time. Every year we have the same problem, same issue, where there is a group of people or an individual that turns up a bit late, and that can keep the group, it leaves the group back a bit, so it becomes a bit of an issue. So you have to make sure that you arrive at the airport 4 hours before departure. Now we get a lot of people asking, why is it so early? You must bear in mind this is a Hajj flight. It's no normal flight, it's a Hajj flight. So if you miss this flight, then that's it. Your package, everything that you pay for is more or less finished. So make sure that you arrive at the airport 4 hours before departure. There could be traffic on the way, anything can happen. So just make sure that happens, inshallah. You arrive, because we are going to be there. Me, myself, my group, with my group, I will be there, inshallah. I just missed out on one of the points, actually. So who will be appointed as the group leader from here? So group 1, those who leave on the 12th of August, Sheikh Shuaib will be your group leader. So group 1, Sheikh should just take note of this. It's very important. So Sheikh Shuaib will be your group leader. That will be for group 1. For group 2 and group 3, because we are leaving on the same flight, I will be the group leader, inshallah, on the 15th of August. So just bear that in mind. I also have left my contact number on the slide, so take that as well, jot that down as well, inshallah. Very important, because like I said, if there's any type of emergency, something's happened, you've got lost in the airport, you can't find a group, call me, inshallah, and we'll sort the issue out. I'm going to say my phone number out loud so you guys can take it down. Very important that you do. We always have this issue. So 079 857 20 583. Okay, so as you all know, we will be on Turkish Airlines. We'll be flying on Turkish Airlines. What that means is our flight isn't direct. Our flight is indirect. We will be, inshallah, stopping over in Istanbul for a number of hours, inshallah, depending on what your schedule is like. Like I said, at the end of this seminar, you will find out, inshallah. And when we stop over at Istanbul, this is where the brothers especially get the opportunity to wear your ihram. So you don't have to wear your ihram here. You can wear your ihram. It's very much advised you wear your ihram there. It wouldn't make much sense for you to wear it from here. So wear your ihram. Once we land in Istanbul, that's where the brothers can wear the ihram, inshallah. And the sisters can also get ready. Now, once we've done that, inshallah, we will obviously fly towards Jeddah, inshallah. Just to quickly put this in. Turkey is the only country that allows, during the transit, does not you don't have to go through security. You go straight from your waiting area, straight to the flight, straight to your gate. So that's one of the benefits of the Turkey government. Alhamdulillah, they've given that option. So just put that out there. So when we fly, inshallah, we will fly from Istanbul, and we will arrive at Jeddah, inshallah. So now it's very important that you focus on this part. It's probably one of the most important parts of your whole journey in terms of when it comes to patience in itself and waiting and all sorts. It's very, very important that you listen to this, because every single year we have this issue. There is someone in the group that would do something outside of what we told them, and then it really holds everybody back. So just, inshallah, just concentrate on this, especially on this side if you can. So when we arrive at the airport, we will be taken to a waiting area just before immigration. So we will be taken to a waiting area for, inshallah, hopefully for as little as possible, but bear in mind that it can take up to 6 hours to stay in that waiting area. It can take that much time. Now there's a reason for that. There are thousands and thousands of people flying in, and now they are trying to reduce, of course, the traffic, the queues and everything else. So what they do is, the flights that come through, they put them in waiting areas. If there isn't much of a queue, then they'll let us go to immigration. But if there's a lot of a queue, then that can be an issue. So we will have to wait in that waiting area. So bear in mind that we may have to wait up until 6 hours. I've had 2 experiences, of course. I've been Hajj twice. But alhamdulillah, I haven't gone through that experience of waiting in the waiting area for more than 2 hours. So it's been okay since when I've been. So But I have heard of incidences where, of course, a lot of people have waited for 6, 7, maybe even 8 hours. So just bear that in mind and stay prepared, inshallah. So once we have been released from the waiting area, we go to immigration. Now the immigration is very much simple, it's straightforward, it's really truly just like any other airport. You do the immigration and then you move into the luggage area. Now here in the luggage department, where you have to collect your luggage, this is where it's very, very different to any other airport. Very, very disorganized. And you can't really blame the government in itself because, like I said, there's many, many people. So the suitcases are really and truly all over the place. And so it's very, very important that you highlight your luggage. We're going to give you tags, inshallah, but that might not be enough. And so make sure that you highlight your suitcases so much so that once you arrive at the luggage area, you can identify it straight away. Because it's important that we do identify the items as soon as possible because we want to move as quick as we can. So it's very important also that once you have identified your luggage, you don't leave the airport, regardless of what anyone else will tell you. We will be there, the group leaders will be in the airport with our banners, and we will wait for everyone inside the airport. It's very, very important you don't leave the airport, because if you leave the airport, then you'll be taken by one of the Hajj Ministry officials to another group, and then God knows where you're going to end up. So, very, very important that you stay with the group. As soon as you find your luggage, don't leave for the exit. Regardless of what the Hajj Ministry officials tell you, you stay put, you stay with us, and then you listen to the group leaders. And then, once the group leaders left the airport, you leave with them. So once we have left the airport, we will take your passports, and then we will give your passports to a Hajj Ministry official who will collect the passports. Now we have to wait there. This will be literally just outside, we will be just randomly outside, and we have to make sure we're together as a group. There is no real waiting area at this point, we're just outside, so it's very important that we stay together. We're going to have the banner, of course, so stay with the banner, stay with the group. Now what happens is, in between that time, there will be luggage, you could call them individuals that will come with carriers. They will have carriers, luggage carriers, and they will tell us to put their luggage, our luggage, on the carriers. Now again, it's important that you don't put your luggage anywhere until we tell you to, because these officials or these individuals, they go around and ask anyone to put their luggage in, and they just want to get on with their job. So it's important that you do not listen to them. It's very important that until we tell you to put the luggage into a specific carrier, then you do that, inshallah. So once we have put the luggage in the carriers, those carriers, they will go off to the coach waiting area. But we don't follow them. We are going to stay put until we get our passport back. But it's very, very important also that you take note of the number on the carriers. There is a number, there will be like, it could be any number, it could be 12, 21. We will take note of it, but we are humans at the end of the day, in the heat of the moment. Maybe we may forget, but it's very important that everyone takes note of those numbers, inshallah, because that way we can identify our luggages, inshallah. So once that's done, once the luggage is taken, we will wait for the Hajj Ministry official to come back with our passports, and then he will give us permission, inshallah, to leave for the coach waiting area. That's where we will go, inshallah. So now we will go to the coach waiting area. We, as British citizens, have a specific waiting area. Last time I went, it was the blue section. I'm assuming it's going to be the blue section again. So we will go there. And here, this is where the waiting occurs. A lot of waiting occurs here. So what happens is that of course, we take a seat and we have to wait now for the coaches. Now again, you can't blame the government for this because again, so many people. So now they are trying to accommodate everyone. There are many, many groups there, so trying to accommodate as many people as they can. So we have to wait for our time. And, I mean, the last 2 times I've been, we've had to wait more than 6 hours. So the waiting will take place. Most definitely, most likely, you will have to wait. But now, it's important that you listen because at this point, when we start waiting, we get a lot of people who want to go get SIM cards. Now, we understand, of course, you want to inform those back home that you've arrived safely. But it's very important that you understand that if you go off and the coach does arrive, the whole group is going to be waiting for you. And that happens every single year. unfortunately. So just don't be that person, inshallah. Just, if there's an emergency, you need to go to the loo, then sure, go. But even then we advise that, if you do really feel like you might need to go to the loo afterwards, try to do your business in the flight, inshallah. But regardless, of course, we're human, so if there's any type of emergency when it comes to that situation, then of course you can do that. But anything else in terms of like SIM cards and stuff, you can wait until we get to Makkah. Because like I said, we don't want to take too much time, we obviously want to get there as soon as possible. So once we have actually been accommodated into a coach, this is where we will make our way to Makkah. Now, we won't go straight to Makkah, unfortunately this won't happen. What will happen is we will go through 2, 3, maybe 4 checkpoints. So this can take up to 1.5, 2 hours, maybe more. It can take more than that, to be honest, because in a normal ride it takes about 2 hours from Jeddah to Makkah anyway. But on the Hajj, from Jeddah to Makkah during Hajj, you have to go through checkpoints, so it definitely takes more than 2 hours. So just bear that in mind as well, inshallah. So I just want to quickly go through that once more. So just bear in mind that during immigration, we may have to wait at the waiting area just before immigration for up to 6 hours, and then thereafter we will then obviously do the immigration. And then also bear in mind that you make sure you tag your luggages properly so that you can identify them. Thereafter we will then leave the airport as a group, and then inshallah we will shift our luggages into carriers. You have to obviously take note of those numbers, stay with the group. Make sure you don't put the luggage in any other carrier but with the group's carrier. And then when we inshallah go to the waiting area, try your best to stay with the group. If there's no emergency, stay with the group. And again, we may have to wait there for, like I said, 6 hours possibly. So, and then thereafter, we will be accommodated into the coaches. And then even then, like I said, it can take more than 2 hours to get to Makkah, to our hotel. So this is very important. It's a very testing time, because it's the first time you just arrived in Saudi. You want to get to your hotel, of course, and you just come off a flight. So it can be very, very testing. But it's definitely one of the most important days when it comes to, when it comes to patience and stuff. So inshallah, just take note of that. Okay, so all the group 1, group 2, group 3 will be accommodated into Yajid Hotel. Now this is the hotel. I've marked the hotel at the back. The black box that you can see, that is the hotel. And the line that is going towards, or it ends up in, is the Haram. Now, as you can see, the hotel is quite close in terms of proximity. And I thought it'd be good if I just gave you a visual of the hotel itself. I'm sure a lot of people may already know, but it's good to anyway, just so you guys have an idea. Just so that you have an idea in itself. I'm not sure if you can see me. I could just zoom in a bit. So just at the end of the line, you can see Pullman Zamzam. It says, Pullman Zamzam Makkah. This is the clock tower region. So now you can kind of have an idea as to where the hotel really truly is. The Swiss hotel is that box that you can see, the Swiss hotel, clock tower, that region. That's that box where it says Hotel Pullman Zamzam. So now you can kind of have an idea where the hotel is, and like I said, it's not very far at all. So in this hotel, you will be provided breakfast, you will be provided lunch, and you will be provided dinner. So you're staying in Makkah before Hajj, so bear that in mind. You're staying in Makkah just before Hajj. Group 1, the 3-week group, your stay in Makkah will be 6 to 7 days. Now the reason why I've done 6 to 7 days is because, like I said, we don't know the exact time when Hajj will occur. So it could be 6 or it could be 7 days that you will stay in your hotel, Yajid Hotel, just before Hajj starts. So bear that in mind, this is the amount of days you will stay in Makkah before Hajj starts. Group 2, the 2-week group, economy group, and group 3, the deluxe group, will be staying at this hotel, Yajid Hotel. for 2 to 3 days. So bear that in mind also. So 2 to 3 days we'll be staying in that hotel before Hajj starts, inshallah. So yes, of course, just to point out that we will do Umrah together. Each group, once you arrive at your hotel, your designated destination, we will rest for a bit, so maybe for a few hours, of course it's been some time, and then thereafter as a group, it's very important that we do the Umrah straight away. So we do the Umrah as a group, the first Umrah as a group. So thereafter, of course, you'll have the opportunity, especially the 3-week group, they'll have more of an opportunity to kind of get ready for Hajj, do the Ibadah and stuff. They can do more Umrahs in between as well. Okay, so just before we get into the Hajj, I just wanted to give a visual, really and truly. It's good to have a visual of the demographic, and to see what places you're going to go to, inshallah. So, bro, could you zoom out a bit, please? So you see the black box that's coloured in on the left-hand side, that is the Haram. That is the Haram itself. And then the black box on the right-hand side, more or less in the middle, that outline of the black rectangle, that is Mina. So brother, if you just go on the right, this one. So this is Mina. So you can see a bit of a distance. There is a bit of a distance between Haram and Mina. And this is basically the place that you will be mostly staying in during Hajj period, inshallah. And then we have Arafah, which is the red outline box. And there, again, you can see there's a bit of a distance between the two. And this is where we will be staying for half a day, inshallah. And then thereafter we have the green box. And that's very close to Mina. And that would be, that's Muzdalifah, and this is where we will be staying over. And I will be going through that, inshallah. And then next to Mina we have the Jamarat stoning. The grey box that is right on the left-hand side of Mina. Now that looks very close, which it is if you are probably doing your Hajj from Pakistan. The reason being because the European tents are at the back. Now that big box, the rectangular box that you see on the right-hand side of the bottom, yes, exactly there, right there. That is basically the European tent. So we have been given the space right at the back. So now you can see now to get to that grey box, it can take up until about an hour maybe when it comes to walking. So yeah, that's just like a visual. So if anyone wants like a print or an email, want me to email this to you, I could do that, inshallah, and just let me know by a team of Samira. Just one next one. So now I'm not going to be using the Gregorian calendar. The Gregorian calendar is of course the Western calendar that we normally use and we're familiar with, because like I said, we don't know when Hajj will occur. So I will be using the Islamic calendar now. Inshallah, we will leave from Mina on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah. Just take note of that, inshallah, hopefully on the 8th. Now we could also leave on the 7th earlier, depending on when we get the notice. So we could leave on the 7th, but we may leave on the 8th. Now before, a day or 2 days before the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, we will have a meeting as a group, and we will let you know what time to be at the lobby, what specific time to be at in the lobby, inshallah. So for example, if we say 10 a.m, it is very, very important that you arrive at the lobby at 10 a.m. A lot of the times what happens is some people oversleep, some people are still having breakfast, and a lot of the times a lot of preparations are taking place. When we've said be at the lobby at 10 a.m, you must be there. And your preparations should have taken place at least 2-3 days before. So you shouldn't be doing any preparations in the last minute. So please make sure whatever time that we give you to be at the lobby before we leave from Mina, make sure inshallah that you're there. So now we will leave from Mina. The bus will arrive, inshallah, at its designated time. And now there will be quite a bit of traffic, of course, and it can take us up to about 45 minutes or an hour to get to our tents on this bus. So like I said, it can take about 45 to an hour to get to our tents in Mina, inshallah. So now again, this is a very important information. The maktab number. So what is maktab? Maktab is the section that we will be in. Of course, we're in the European tents, but European tents and many European tents. So it's very important that we know what section we're at. So if you can take note of the section number, 46 is the number. And I'll tell you why that's very, very important. Now, when you arrive at the tents, there will be a huge pole in the middle. And you can see it from far. It'll have a number at the top. And our number will be 46. Now when you, say for instance, leave your tents for any reason, sometimes you want to go for a stroll outside or for any other reason. When you return, or you think you're returning, a lot of the times you get lost because all the tents look exactly the same. So when you take a left, you take a right, you come back, you're taking a right, you're taking a left, and you think you're back in your tent, you go inside and you see, oh, you're in a Bangladeshi tent or you're somewhere else totally, and then you start panicking. So it's important that you know that the maktab number is 46. So when you go to the officials, you tell them that this is my maktab number, it's number 46. Or if you can't find the officials, at least you yourself know what their maktab number is, and you could inshallah find your way back. So very important that you know this. The maktab number is 46. So once we arrive in Mina, we will be staying there for the whole day. We will inshallah arrive there in the morning, and we will stay there for the whole day. Now, bear in mind we are in the middle of a desert, really and truly, that's what it is. And it's very important that we can adapt ourselves to that environment. So, inshallah, the facilities that you provided there, in terms of the loo facility, toilet facilities, you're not very familiar with them, very, very different. So it's very important that you adapt to the whole Hajj kind of environment, the facilities. You have a whole day, of course you do the ibadah, inshallah. So here, lunch and dinner will be provided, of course. Inshallah, we will stay here for the day and the night, inshallah. Now, the day of Hajj, day of Arafah, that's the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, that is the next day, the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, inshallah. Now, I just want to stop here for a moment, and it's important you know this, that between the transportation between Arafah and Muzdalifah, sorry, the transportation between Mina and Arafah and Muzdalifah is appointed to us. That time is, we are given a queue number. For these two transportations, we are given a number from the Hajj Ministry that this is the queue that you will be in. Your bus won't come straight away. Your bus will come on the number that we give you. So, for instance, if we get number 12, then that means 11 groups are ahead of us. They will get the buses first, and then we will get the bus. So last year, we got the number 12, that was probably one of the last numbers. And so a lot of the time, from Mina to Arafah, we were very much delayed. We had to wait for quite a bit, but again, we have no control over that. That entirely depends on what number you get. That's all random, so it depends on what number you get. So from Mina to Arafah, that transportation, and then Arafah to Muzdalifah, that transportation is based on the queue number that you get. So inshallah, we will leave Mina at our designated time, inshallah, and leave for Arafah. And when we arrive at Arafah, like Sheikh said, we will pray Zuhr and Asr. And at Maghrib, we will leave, we will try to leave, of course we will, that's the plan, to leave after Maghrib for Muzdalifah. But like I said, we may have to wait. Last year we waited up until 12 AM in Arafah. Because like I said, we got the number 12, so we had to wait. So we waited till 12 o'clock midnight. This was last year. So this year again it depends. So but we will try, of course, inshallah, to leave after Maghrib. Muzdalifah. Now Muzdalifah, I'm sure everybody knows here. We will be staying here on the 9th/10th of Dhul Hijjah in Muzdalifah. Now what is Muzdalifah? Muzdalifah is a playing ground. We will be providing you mattresses, foam mattresses that is, to sleep on. So you won't be necessarily sleeping on the floor, but you will have foam mattresses to sleep on. But regardless, it can be quite rough because again, we aren't really accustomed to that. That's not really how we, of course, live our life. So we will be given the mattresses and you will be sleeping on the floor up until Fajr. Now, in between that time, you must collect your pebbles, as you know. So here in Muzdalifah, there are small little stones, of course, big ones as well. So you have the opportunity to collect your stones just before Fajr. But like I said, the ground is quite rough in itself. We do provide the mattresses, but it can be a rough time. Now we won't be, unfortunately, most likely we won't be given a space as a group. When we get to Muzdalifah, everybody's everywhere, everyone takes your space. That's just how it is. We can't really control that. But what we do is, of course, we go to a specific area and each family finds a little spot and we try to stay as close as we can. We as group leaders keep our eye on everyone, of course, and make sure that, when we do leave Muzdalifah, we try to leave as a group. But just bear in mind that we won't be in Muzdalifah as a group, like together, so to speak. So you have to find your own spots a lot of the times, inshallah. So once Fajr has taken place, we will leave now for Mina. And this will be the 10th of Dhul Hijjah. Now once again, like I said at the Jeddah airport slide, take note of this. This is probably the most intense day. By far, the most intense day when it comes. The 10th of Dhul Hijjah, that, as you know, will be a rough night. Of course, you've slept on the floor. Many people have as well. So the atmosphere after, when you leave Fajr, when you leave and you pray Fajr, now you're looking to leave Muzdalifah, the atmosphere is very intense. That's probably the best way to put it. Everybody is kind of, on edge. So here, there can be quite a few problems if you're not careful. Now we are British, so we tend to queue up a lot. But the people you're going to be around with, they don't tend to do that. So what happens is you do have a bus that will come to pick you up, but the issue with that is everyone wants to get on that bus, and the Hajj ministry doesn't have much of a control over that. People are literally fighting to get on the bus. So what we advise and what we do is, because like I showed you on the map, Muzdalifah isn't too far from Mina. So what we do is, as a group, we leave on foot, because it's about 25 minutes walk away. That's what we do. But we also give you the option to take the bus. But obviously, it can be quite difficult to get onto the bus. And once you do get onto the bus, it can take up to 45 minutes, maybe 15 minutes to get back to Mina. Again, it's very important. We will let you know this, but you must get on. If you really need to get into the bus, you must get on number 46 bus. That's the bus that's going to take you to your section. If you take any other bus, then you're lost. And it'll be very, very difficult for you to come find your section again. So you must take number 46 bus that will go to your section, inshallah. But like I said, it can get rough. I personally, last year, tried to get on the bus, and I did. But I won't do it again because of just the scenario and the situation, people sitting on top of you, people with elbows in your face. It's really a scene. So, and also throughout the whole time, you've got your face squashed up next to the window for 45 minutes, so definitely you don't want to go through that. So now, once we arrive in Mina, we will have our breakfast, of course, inshallah. We will arrive in Mina, by the way, at 6, inshallah. We will try to arrive at Mina at 6 a.m. So like I said, we will leave at Fajr from Muzdalifah and try to arrive at Mina at 6 a.m. What our aim is to get to Makkah from Jamarat before 12 o'clock. Why? Because the sun is out at 12, full, 43, 45, 46 degrees. We don't want to be walking in that. So what we do is we try our best to leave at 6 a.m. from Mina, have our breakfast, 30 minutes, not more than that. From Mina, we leave for the Jamarat stoning. Now here, there is no bus transportation provided. Why? Because it doesn't make any sense to. If we provide a bus, then you're stuck here for the whole day. The amount of crowds that you'll have to go through, it doesn't make any logical sense to provide a bus. So we won't be providing a bus. We as a group will walk from Mina to Jamarat stoning for the first day of stoning, inshallah, as a group. Now it's advised that everyone in this group goes together. And the reason why I say that is because the experience is different. You'll never forget this experience. From Mina to Jamarat, Jamarat to Makkah, you'll never forget it. It's very intense, like I said, but it's definitely maybe the day that would reach, would change you as a person. So definitely advise if you can walk, inshallah, and if you have a wheelchair, get someone to assist you and join the group because the atmosphere, you don't want to miss that. So what we will do, inshallah, as a group, we will leave from Mina, like I said, around about 6:30 a.m. for Jamarat. And that walk can take about an hour. The walk from Mina to Jamarat. So not walk from Mina to Makkah, Mina to Jamarat can take an hour. But we will leave early, so you shouldn't feel the heat as much. So inshallah, we will arrive into Jamarat, do our stoning, and from there we will then move to Makkah. We walk to Makkah, and that can take again another hour. So we will walk it, inshallah, from the Jamarat to Makkah. Now in between that time, we will be notified, inshallah, that our Qurbani has been done. So once we've been notified that our Qurbani is done, then once we arrive in Makkah, the brothers, of course, cut your hair, and sisters too. Inshallah, of course, after the Qurbani is done, you must do this. Brothers, try, inshallah, if you can, shave the head. I know there's quite a few brothers that are quite shy, think that the hair's not going to grow back, but leave that to Allah, inshallah, and do the sunnah. So, once you arrive in Makkah, you, of course, you shave your head, inshallah, and the sisters cut a bit of the hair. And then from there on, there is another, obviously, obligation for you to do, and that is the tawaf ziyarah. You have to do this tawaf. But what we do is, of course, we arrive really early. We will try to arrive around about 12 o'clock. And so what we will do is we'll give you 12 hours to rest, to eat. Inshallah, we provide, inshallah, lunch during this time. And then you can do your tawaf in between those 12 hours, whenever you want. We're not going to do it as a group. So you guys can rest, you can go to sleep, have a shower, and then from there on, inshallah, around about, we advise Maghrib, maybe Maghrib, just after Maghrib or Asr, do it. Don't leave it to Isha, because then, like I said, we give you 12 hours, we're going to leave at 12 a.m. So you must try to do it within those 12 hours, and advise, like I said, around about Maghrib or Asr, to do it because the sun isn't as, there's not much of, it's not as intense. So, obviously, during Maghrib, the sun is down, so that's probably the best time to do it. So once that's done, we will, inshallah, meet up at the lobby again. And here, we will now, as a group, go back to Mina. Now, it is very difficult for us to provide a bus from here, from Makkah to Mina. We will try our best. Every year we try our best, and alhamdulillah, we are successful a lot of the times. And we will try to get a bus from Makkah to Mina, but bear in mind that the walk can take place. It's not going to be as intense as it was in the morning because, of course, the sun is down, but just bear in mind that this walk can take place. And then, inshallah, the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, we'll leave from from Makkah to Mina. Now you can understand as to why I said it's probably one of the most intense days, because there's a lot of walking to do, there's a lot of physical activity under the sun and everything else. So, yes, inshallah, that will be the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, bear that in mind. now we have the stoning day 2 and stoning day 3. That will take place on 11th, the stoning day 2 will take place on the 11th of Dhul Hijjah. And stoning day 3 will take place on the 12th of Dhul Hijjah. So on stoning day 2, we will leave Mina to Jamarat on foot, do the stoning, go back to Mina. So bear that in mind, from Mina to Jamarat, back to Mina again. And then on the 12th of Dhul Hijjah, we will move from Mina to Jamarat, do the 3rd day of stoning, and then from there, we'll walk back to Makkah. Now, on the 12th of Dhul Hijjah, we will provide a service. We will provide a bus that will take people from Mina straight to Makkah. So it wouldn't go, you won't be able to do your stoning, the 3rd day of stoning. If you cannot walk, especially the elderly, we will provide the facility on the 12th of Dhul Hijjah where the bus will take you and your luggage, everyone else's luggage inshallah, will take you to your hotel in Makkah, but it will go straight to Makkah and you won't be able to do your stoning. So in that case, you have to give that responsibility to someone in the group, someone from the family member or anyone else to do your stoning for you. Those people that will go on foot inshallah to do the stoning. So this is the 12th of Dhul Hijjah. Inshallah, so this is when Hajj is complete, finished, and we will arrive in the hotel on the 12th of Dhul Hijjah, inshallah. Okay, so Group 1 and Group 2 will leave Makkah 2 days after Hajj, so on the 14th of Dhul Hijjah. You will leave for Medina, inshallah, together for Medina, inshallah. Group 3, the deluxe group, you will leave the hotel, the Yajid hotel at the same time, so the 14th of Dhul Hijjah, but you will be shifted into the Swiss hotel on this day, inshallah, on the 14th of Dhul Hijjah, and here you will spend, inshallah, 6 nights further in Makkah, in the Swiss hotel, inshallah. Okay, so now we have the journey to Medina. The journey to Medina, we will provide private buses for each group, and the journey itself can take about 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours it can take to get to Medina, inshallah. So Group 1, Group 2, like I said, leave on the 14th of Dhul Hijjah for Medina, inshallah. Now, I'm sure everybody knows about Group 1 and Group 2. Your hotel will be Mukhtara International. That is the hotel that you will be in Medina. That will be Al-Mukhtara International, inshallah. Group 3, you will leave for Medina on the 1st of September, and you will leave for the Hilton Hotel. That will be Hilton Medina. That will be your hotel, inshallah. So what to do in Medina? Everybody's, there's quite a few people here who have been Umrah, so they probably know, but for those who haven't, of course the salam. Try to get as much salam as you can. You never know, it might be your last time, you might not come back. So give the salam to the Prophet. He's there and you have the opportunity, many don't. So that will be one of the main things that you can do in Medina, which you will do, inshallah. And of course there is the ibadah, of course, as well, in between this time. Now in Medina we will provide the ziyarats. Normally we provide ziyarats in Makkah. That's a given, we have to, of course. We wouldn't let you miss out on that. This year, unfortunately, Makkah, the city itself, the government has banned the ziyarats in Makkah due to accidents occurring because of the ziyarats during Umrah. So this year they have banned the ziyarats in Makkah, But in Medina, inshallah, there is no ban, so we will provide ziyarats during Medina, inshallah. And the third thing, of course, is mainly for the sisters, really and truly, shopping. I would advise, as a brother to sisters, do your shopping in Medina and not in Mecca, mostly because Mecca is very expensive. You might like something in Mecca, but in Medina, you probably find it, for a cheaper price. A lot of the stuff in Mecca is very commercial. What you find in Westfield here, you find it there really. So a lot of the stuff is quite commercial in Mecca. The dates, it's not advised to get the dates from Mecca because the dates aren't fresh in Mecca and they are of course quite expensive as well. So in Medina, the souvenir shopping should take place. Here you do your date shopping because the dates are obviously grown in Medina and the prices of the dates are much lower, and the souvenir items you'll find them all over Medina, and again they will be cheaper. So that will be the thing to do in Medina itself, those three things inshallah. Now back to London inshallah. Group 1 and Group 2 will leave on the 31st of August. Group 3 will be leaving on the 5th of September inshallah. And that will be of course the end of your trip, end of your Hajj. And before I end this presentation, there are really truly 3 points in this presentation that I feel like really need to be outlined. But if you have any questions, inshallah, we have questions and answers at the end. I apologize. Yes, we don't go back in time. It's the 5th of September. Thank you for that. The 5th of September that we will return, inshallah. So there are 3 things that I want to really point out, and the reason for why I really truly, did this presentation. The first one being Jeddah Airport, second one being the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, and the third one, at a lower level, but 12th of Dhul Hijjah as well. The Jeddah, like I said, there's a lot of waiting to do here. A lot of waiting. It can take a lot of time. We've been very fortunate if we actually get, we have to only wait for about 4 hours, 5 hours maximum. That will be very fortunate of us. So just bear in mind, Jeddah, there's a lot of waiting, and that can be very testing. 10th of Dhul Hijjah, that is the most testing time. For me personally, I've been twice, so I feel like that is, maybe people have different experiences, but I know just by looking at the groups, my own condition as well. I'm a young man, so I'm not too bad. I can walk, but in that environment it's different, under the heat and everything else. A lot of the walking can, get quite intense, and we're not very used to that. So just bear that in mind, inshallah. And the 12th of Hijjah, again, the walking can take place here as well, of course. Like you walk from Mina to Jamrah to Makkah as well. So that is another intense day. So please bear this in mind. So this is the end of the presentation. I hope it benefited people here. Now, if you want this presentation, inshallah, at the end of the seminar, just let me know. I'll email it to you, inshallah. So this is the end of this part of the seminar, the second part of the seminar, that is. Now this, what I've just explained, will be briefed in Urdu by Mr. Khan at the end, inshallah. So now, of course, the end is there. We are on the third part of the seminar now, and this part, like I said, will be the briefing of the documents and the accessories, inshallah, that we will be providing for you. Thereafter, inshallah, we will pray Zuhr. After Zuhr, there will be question and answers, and after that, inshallah, we will have lunch. So.
तो उर्दू में मैं थोड़ी सी बात करना चाह रहा हूँ कि ये जो लॉजिस्टिक आतिफ ने एक्सप्लेन किया है उसको उर्दू में थोड़ा सा मैं आपको ब्रीफ कर दूँ कि आपने ये डिफरेंट फ्लाइट्स हैं 12, 13, 14 और 15 तारीख को आपने एयरपोर्ट पे 4 घंटे लेके आपने पहुँचना है। हर एक बंदे का जो ये बैग मैंने शो किया है उसके अंदर उसका स्केड्यूल जो है वो उसके अंदर है, तो आप अपने स्केड्यूल के मुताबिक कुछ लोगों के लिए इसमें कोई डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं है कि 12 तारीख को इन लोगों ने जाना है और 13 को 14 को उन्होंने जाना है। वो जिस तरह रैंडमली आया है उस तरीके से आप लोग जा रहे हैं। जो 12 वाले वो 13 को शिफ्ट हुए, कुछ 15 वाले 14 को शिफ्ट हुए। تو آلموسٹ وہ فرق نہیں پڑا. تو اس میں مین چیز یہ جیسا میں نے پہلے ایکسپلین کیا کہ جو ویٹنگ ٹائم ہے وہ ان فلائٹس میں ہمیں کم ملا ہے، جس کی وجہ سے پھر ہم نے اس کو پریفر کیا. تو ریٹرن جو ہے وہ آلموسٹ 31 کو جو اکانومی ہے وہ 31 کو آ رہے ہیں، اور جو ڈیلکس والے ہیں وہ 5 تاریخ کو انشاءاللہ تعالیٰ آئیں گے. جو چند چیزیں ایکسپلین کرنے والی ہیں اور جو آپ کو سمجھنے والی ہیں وہ یہ کہ سب سے بڑی چیز جو آپ نے اس پورے جو ٹرپ ہوگا اس میں پیشنس کو آپ نے ہاتھ سے نہیں جانے دینا. جتنا صبر آپ کریں گے، یہ حج ہے ہی صبر کا نام. آپ کا یہ ٹیسٹ سٹارٹ ہوگا ہیتھرو ایئرپورٹ سے، اور واپس ہیتھرو ایئرپورٹ تک آئیں گے تو یہ آپ ٹیسٹ میں کامیاب ہوں گے. تو اس کے لیے ایک چیز کی میں آپ کو ضرور گارنٹی دوں گا کہ انشاءاللہ ہماری طرف سے آپ کو کمپلین نہیں ہوگی. ہم اپنی طرف سے بیسٹ تعاون کرنے کی کوشش کریں گے. کچھ چیزیں جو ہمارے اختیار میں نہیں ہیں، آبویسلی اس پہ جو ہم خود کنٹرول نہیں کر سکتے، جو بیان کنٹرول ہیں، وہ اس کے لیے تو آپ آبویسلی ہمیں آپ معاف کیجیے گا. لیکن ہم کوشش ضرور کریں گے آپ کو فیسیلیٹیٹ کرنے کی. جیسا پہلے انگلش میں بریف کیا ہے کہ ہم نے یہاں ہیتھرو سے استنبول جانا ہے. استنبول میں ہم نے احرام پہننا ہے. سسٹر جو ہیں وہ یہاں سے جو کلوتھ وہ ویئر کر رہی ہیں وہی ان کا احرام ہے، اور جو مرد حضرات ہیں وہاں جا کے احرام استنبول ایئرپورٹ میں پہنیں گے. اس کے بعد جو نیکسٹ فلائٹ ہوگی جو ان کی کنیکٹنگ فلائٹ ہے، جدہ ایئرپورٹ سے اترنے سے 20 منٹ پہلے میقات آئے گا. اس کے لیے جو پائلٹ ہے وہ بھی اعلان کرے گا. ہمارے جو گروپ لیڈر ہیں وہ بھی آپ کو بتائیں گے کہ یہ ٹائم ہے، اب آپ نیت کر لیں. اور وہاں سے آپ پہ تمام پابندیاں شروع ہو جائیں گی. احرام کی تمام پابندیاں، اس کی بہت کیئر کرنی ہے. وہ پابندی آنکھ کی ہے، ناک کی ہے، زبان کی ہے، آپ کے باڈی ایکشن کی ہے. ان ساری چیزوں کو آپ نے اپنے دھیان میں رکھنا ہے، اپنے ذہن میں رکھنا ہے. اور پھر اسی وجہ سے ہم کہہ رہے ہیں کہ وہاں سے آپ نے پیشنس کا مظاہرہ کرنا ہے. آپ نے سب سے پہلے جب جدہ ایئرپورٹ پہ پہنچنا ہے، وہاں آل اوور ورلڈ سے لوگ آ رہے ہیں، کیوز بڑی بڑی لگی ہیں، اور وہاں انسانی پوائنٹ آف ویو سے ایک دفعہ دل خراب ہوتا ہے کہ جی ہمیں بہت ویٹنگ کرنی پڑ رہی ہے. لیکن سچویشن ایسی ہوتی ہے کہ اس میں آپ کو بہرحال ویٹ کرنا. جو جہاز لینڈ کرے گا وہ اس کے حساب سے آپ کو انٹرٹین کریں گے. اس میں آپ کو 2 گھنٹے لگ سکتے ہیں، 3 گھنٹے لگ سکتے ہیں، 4 گھنٹے لگ سکتے ہیں. ڈپینڈ کرتا ہے کہ رش کتنا ہے. جس وقت آپ کی فلائٹ نے لینڈ کی ہے اس وقت کتنی فلائٹ دنیا سے آئی ہے، وہ اس پہ ڈپینڈ کرتا ہے آپ سے پہلے کتنے لوگ ہیں. وہاں آپ نے بہت صبر کا مظاہرہ کرنا ہے. اور جب آپ کی امیگریشن کرانی ہے، امیگریشن کرانے کے بعد بس کا ویٹ کرنا ہے، وہاں بھی آپ کو ویٹ کرنا پڑے گا. وہاں بھی کیوز ہوتی ہیں. جیسے آپ نکلیں گے پاسپورٹ وہ حج منسٹری والے آپ سے لے لیں گے، اور پھر وہ جب پاسپورٹ کو لیں گے اس کے بعد آپ کا نمبر لگے گا کہ پھر وہ دیکھیں گے کتنے لوگوں کے بعد آپ کا نمبر ہے، اس کے حساب سے پھر آپ کی بسیں ارینج ہوں گی. یہ سارا کنٹرول حج منسٹری کے انڈر ہوتا ہے. وہاں سے 2 گھنٹے، 3 گھنٹے، 4 گھنٹے، 5 اتنا لگ سکتا ہے، اس سے زیادہ بھی لگ سکتا ہے. تو پھر آپ انشاءاللہ جیسے بس ملے گی آپ نے مکہ جانا ہے. جیسا عاطف نے بتایا کہ نارمل بس پہ اباؤٹ 2 آورز لگتے ہیں، لیکن 2، 3، 4 چیک پوسٹ آ جاتی ہیں جس کی وجہ سے لمبا ٹائم لگتا ہے. تو آپ نے ہر حال میں پیشنس کو اپنے ہاتھ سے نہیں جانے دینا. جس دن آپ یہاں سے چلیں گے آپ کا حج ٹیسٹ سٹارٹ ہو جائے گا. لانگ فلائٹ ہوگی، ویٹنگ ہوگی. مکہ پہنچے چونکہ ہمارا بڑا ایکسپیرینس ہے، میں آپ سب لوگوں سے پہلے چلا جاتا ہوں، اور جب میں ریسیو کرتا ہوں ہوٹل میں اپنے حاجیوں کو تو ان کے چہروں سے معلوم ہوتا ہے کہ یہ کتنی تکلیف ہے. لیکن یہی ٹیسٹ ہے آپ کا کہ آپ نے نہ فزیکلی شو کرنا ہے، نہ زبان سے شو کرنا ہے، نہ چہرے سے شو کرنا ہے کہ ہمیں کوئی تکلیف ہے. یہ حج جو تکلیف ہے وہ حج کا حصہ ہے. تو انشاءاللہ تعالیٰ اگر ان عوامل کو آپ نے اپنے ذہن میں رکھا تو اللہ نے چاہا تو یہ کوئی مشکل نہیں پیش آئے گی. آپ کا ذہنی طور پہ آپ کو تیار ہونا چاہیے. تو پہلے دن آپ جائیں گے، ہمارا انشاءاللہ اسٹاف ادھر ہوگا، ہم لوگ مدد کے لیے ہوں گے. ہم چھوٹی چھوٹی چونکہ اس وقت جو حرم کا سچویشن ایسی ہوگی کہ پیک ہوگا، بالکل پیک ہوگا، تو اس ماحول میں آپ نے جا کے عمرہ کرنا ہے، کہ احرام میں ہوں گے آپ نے اس ماحول میں عمرہ کرنا ہے. اس کے لیے ہم چھوٹے چھوٹے گروپ بنائیں گے، بناتے ہیں اسی طرح، اور ایک اسٹاف کا ایک بندہ جو ہے وہ اس کو لیڈ کرتا ہے. تو ہم ٹرائی کرتے ہیں کہ اس گروپ کو سپلٹ نہ ہو، لیکن عموماً ہو جاتے ہیں. تو بہرحال وہ عمرہ کرنا ہے، طواف کرنا ہے، 7 دفعہ چکر لگانے ہیں، نفل پڑھنے ہیں اس کے مقام ابراہیم پہ. اس کے بعد ہم نے صحیح کرنی ہے، صحیح کرنے کے بعد بال کٹوانے اور پھر احرام اتار دینا ہے. چونکہ یہ حج تمتع ہے اس لیے اس میں اجازت ہے کہ آپ نے احرام اتار دینا ہے. اور اب آپ نے احرام پہننا ہے جس دن آپ نے حج کے لیے جانا ہے. 7 تاریخ 7 ذی الحج کو گئے اس دن، اور 8 کو گئے اس دن ہم نے احرام پہن کے. اس کے لیے کوئی ضروری نہیں کہ آپ جا کے طواف کریں، آپ نے نیت کرنی ہے. لیکن اگر آپ طواف کر سکتے ہیں تو بڑی خوشی کی بات ہے، لیکن چونکہ رش بہت زیادہ ہوتا ہے اس لیے اس سے اوائڈ کریں. آپ احرام پہن کے تو ہماری بسیز جو ہے وہ معلم کے تھرو آتی ہیں، وہ بسیز آئیں گی ہمیں لے کے مینا میں چلے جائیں گے. مینا میں پورا دن ہم نے 8 ذی الحج کو ظہر، عصر، مغرب اور عشاء پڑھنی ہے جماعت کے ساتھ ہمارے اپنے ٹینٹ کے اندر ہی. انشاءاللہ 3 ٹائم کا فوڈ ہم پرووائڈ کریں گے آپ کو. اور اس کے بعد وہ دن ہم نے وہاں گزارنا ہے، عبادت کرنی ہے. اگلے دن صبح کیونکہ ہمارا جو بسیز الاٹ ہوتی ہیں، پانی بسیز جو الاٹ ہوتی ہیں وہ بسیز ہمیں الاٹ ہوتی ہیں، قرہ ہم نکالتے ہیں معلم کے ساتھ، چونکہ ایک معلم کے اندر 4,000 بندہ ہوتا ہے ڈفرینٹ کنٹریز کا. تو جو ہمارا نمبر آئے گا اس کے حساب سے پھر ہمیں بس ملے گی 9 ذی الحج کو مارننگ کو ہمیں بس ملے گی ہمارے نمبر کے اوپر کہ ہمارا نمبر کون سا ہے. پھر اس حساب سے ہم انشاءاللہ تعالیٰ عرفات چلے جائیں گے. عرفات میں ہم میک شور کریں گے کہ آپ کو اے سی ٹینٹ ملے گی انشاءاللہ پورا دن. وہاں ہم آپ کو ویسے تو وہ گورنمنٹ کارپیٹ دیتی ہے، لیکن ہم آپ کو وہاں میٹرس بھی پرووائڈ کریں گے. دن سارا آپ نے نماز وغیرہ پڑھنی ہے. جیسا شیخ صاحب نے کہا کہ ظہر عصر اگر ہم پاسبل ہو سکا ہمارے لیے تو ہم اپنے جو امام ہیں ان کے پیچھے اگر ہم پڑھ سکتے ہیں تو جا کے وہاں پڑھ سکتے ہیں. لیکن چونکہ زیادہ رش ہوتا ہے ریکمینڈڈ یہی ہے کہ آپ ٹینٹ میں ہی رہیں. تو وہاں ہم دونوں ارینج کرتے ہیں، جو ظہر اور عصر اکٹھی بھی جو پڑھنا چاہتے ہیں وہ پڑھ لیتے ہیں، اور جو علیحدہ پڑھنا چاہتے ہیں وہ بھی کوئی اس میں پرابلم نہیں ہے. تو وہ دن سارا آپ نے گزارنا ہے. شام کو وہی جو قرے کے حساب سے جب ہمارا نمبر بسیز کا آئے گا اس کے حساب سے پھر ہم مزدلفہ جائیں گے، بسیز کے اوپر جائیں گے. تو وہ جو میٹرس جو دن کو ہم نے یوز کیا اس کو رول اپ ہے، بڑا ہلکا سا ہوتا ہے، اس کو اٹھا کے تو ہم اپنے ساتھ لے جائیں گے. اور جہاں مزدلفہ جائیں گے وہ چونکہ پلین ہے کیا عام زمین ہوتی ہے، سنت طریقہ یہ ہے، وہاں ہم بچا کے تو ہم آرام کر سکتے ہیں. فجر یا فجر سے پہلے فجر کی نماز پڑھنی سنت ہے. اگر بہت زیادہ 3 ملین بندہ ادھر ہوگا، اگر کسی وجہ سے ہم پہلے نکلنا چاہیں تو اس میں بھی کوئی ایسی حرج نہیں ہے، حج بھی کوئی فرق نہیں پڑتا. ہم وہ رات کو گزار کے انشاءاللہ صبح واپس آئیں گے مینا میں. ہمارا پروگرام یہ ہوتا ہے کہ ہم ناشتہ وغیرہ کر کے پھر وہاں رکتے ہیں. وہاں سے ہم پہلے دن کی جو بکریاں مارتے ہیں وہ اپروکسیمیٹلی رش کی وجہ سے اباؤٹ 1 آور کی واکنگ ہے، 45 منٹ سے 1 آور ہماری واکنگ ہوگی. وہاں کوئی بسیز کا تصور نہیں ہے، وہ آپ نے پیدل ہی جانا ہے. وہ ہم نے پہلے دن کی بکریاں مار کے پھر وہاں سے مکہ آنا ہے، واپس نہیں جانا، مکہ آنا ہے. تو مکہ میں ہم اباؤٹ 1 آور لگتا ہے. بہت کڑاکے کی دھوپ ہوگی اور وہ بہت سخت دن ہے، اس کے لیے آپ مینٹلی ریڈی رہیں. ایک پہلے دن آپ کے لیے پرابلم ہوگی اور ایک جس دن یہ 10 ذی الحج ہوگا یہ چونکہ پچھلی رات آپ سو نہیں سکے پراپر، آپ زمین پہ لیٹے رہیں اور انریسٹ ہیں، پھر واکنگ ہے، پھر آپ جمرات تک واکنگ ہے، پھر مکہ تک واکنگ ہے. تو یہ خاصا آپ کو اس دن جو ہے وہ صبر کا جو ہے وہ مظاہرہ کرنا پڑے گا. جب مکہ آپ پہنچ جائیں گے دوپہر کا کھانا ہمارا جو ہم چونکہ اپنا شیف ہے ہم اپنا کھانا خود بنواتے ہیں تو وہ انشاءاللہ کھانا آپ کا تیار ہوگا. اس دوران آپ کی قربانیاں ہو جائیں گی. قربانیاں ہم آپ کو انفارم کریں گے, جس چیز کو بتائیں گے کہ آپ کی قربانی ہو چکی ہے تو آپ نے جا کے بال کٹوا کے احرام اتار دینا. اور پھر جب رات 12 بجے تک ہم آپ کو 12 گھنٹے کا ٹائم, 12 گھنٹے سے بھی زیادہ ڈیپینڈ کرتا ہے کہ ہم کس وقت مکہ پہنچتے ہیں, اس حساب سے پھر ہم آپ کو ٹائم دیں گے رات 12 بجے تک. اور 12 بجے تک آپ ریسٹ کر سکتے ہیں, طواف زیارہ کر سکتے ہیں, اور تو کرنا ہے آپ, کیونکہ اسی لیے ہم جا رہے ہیں. طواف زیارہ آپ نے کرنا ہے, وہ آپ نے انڈیویجول بیسس پہ جانا ہے. میاں بیوی ہیں 2 اکٹھے جا سکتے ہیں, آپ کی فیملی ہے 2 اکٹھے جائیں گے. تو طواف زیارہ کر کے شام کا عشاء کے بعد کا کھانا بھی ہمارا ادھر ہی اپنے ہوٹل میں ہوگا. اور مڈ نائٹ کو ہم مینا واپس جائیں گے, کیونکہ ہم نے رات فجر سے پہلے ادھر پہنچنا ہے. تو اس کے لیے یہ ہے کہ اگر یہ ہماری اپلیکیشن نہیں ہے ایز اے گروپ لیڈر, یا گروپ کی یہ اپلیکیشن نہیں ہے کہ آپ کو ہم نے واپس پہنچانا ہے بسیج میں, لیکن چونکہ ہم جس طرح بھی ٹریٹ کرتے ہیں ایک فیملی کی طرح ٹریٹ کرتے ہیں. ہم سمجھتے ہیں کہ آپ نہیں حج کر رہے, میں ذاتی طور پر سمجھتا ہوں کہ میں خود حج کر رہا ہوں اور آپ سارے جو لوگ کر رہے ہیں, اگر میرے کسی ایکشن کی وجہ سے آپ کو آسانی ہوتی ہے تو وہ حج جو آپ کر رہے ہیں وہ بھی میرے کھاتے میں اس ذہن سے کام کرتا ہوں. تو اس لیے واپسی کی جو میکسیمم آپ دیکھیں گے گروپ لیڈر ان کی کوئی کمٹمنٹ نہیں ہوتی ہے, لیکن ہم پوری کوشش کرتے ہیں کہ واپسی پہ مینا کے لیے ہم وہاں سے بسیز کا ارینج کریں. رات کو وہ باہر کھڑے ہو کے ہمیں کرنا پڑتا ہے, وہاں روڈ کے اوپر کھڑے ہو کے, پری ارینج نہیں ہوتی. تو وہ پھر ہمیں مینا کے باہر اتاریں گے, وہاں سے 10-15-20 منٹ کی واکنگ میں پھر اپنے ٹینٹ میں چلے جائیں گے. نیکسٹ ڈے بھی ہم پھر عصر کے بعد ہم عموماً سیکنڈ ڈے کی کنکریاں مارتے ہیں, پھر واپس چلے جاتے ہیں اپنے ٹینٹ میں. اس دوران 3 ٹائم کا کھانا ہمیں انشاءاللہ وہاں ملے گا, اس کی ارینجمنٹ ہے. اور آخری دن 12 ذی الحج کو جو مور لائکلی 24 اگست بنے گا, اس دن ہم نے آخری دن کی کنکریاں مارنی ہیں, مار کے ہم مکہ آ جائیں گے. تو یہ ہمارا 95% 96% حج کمپلیٹ ہو جائے گا. جو 3-4% ہے وہ طواف وداع ہے جو ہم نے کرنا ہے 14 ذی الحج کو. 13 رات کو یا 14 ذی الحج کو جن لوگوں نے جانا ہے مدینہ انہوں نے کرنا ہے. جو ڈیلیکس والے ہیں وہ جو اسٹل مکہ میں اسٹے کریں گے, اس لیے انہوں نے طواف وداع نہیں کرنا. انہوں نے طواف وداع کرنا ہے 1 سپتمبر کو انشاءاللہ ہم مدینہ جائیں گے. 1 سپتمبر مارننگ کو یا 31 رات کو آپ نے طواف وداع کرنا ہے. تو طواف وداع کرنے کے بعد آپ کا حج الحمدللہ کمپلیٹ ہو جائے گا. بہت ساری چیزیں ایسی ہیں جو ہم آپ کو شاید نہیں بتا سکے, میرے ساتھی نہیں بتا سکے, لیکن اس کے لیے وری کرنے کی ضرورت اس لیے نہیں ہے کہ ہم آپ کے ساتھ ہیں. الحمدللہ پچھلے کئی سالوں سے ہمارا چھوٹا موٹا ایکسپیرینس ہے. تو آپ کسی بھی جگہ کسی بھی اسٹیپ پہ کوئی بھی پرابلم, کوئی شرعی پوائنٹ آف ویو سے, کوئی لاجسٹک پوائنٹ آف ویو سے کوئی آپ کو مسئلہ درپیش ہے تو آپ ہم سے ڈائریکٹلی, چونکہ ہم اویلیبل ہیں تو آپ پوچھ سکتے ہیں. یہ ہم لوگ ہوں گے. اس کے علاوہ ہمارا مکہ میں اسٹاف ہوگا, وہ بھی انشاءاللہ 24 گھنٹے آپ کی سروس کے لیے موجود ہیں. تو مین چیز ایک آپ نے صبر کرنا ہے, اور دوسری چیز جو ہم نے بھی اکثر کرنا ہے کہ ہم انشاءاللہ آپ کو سروس دینے کے لیے اویلیبل ہیں. اس لیے پیس آف مائنڈ رکھیں, کوئی فکر والی بات نہیں ہے. انشاءاللہ آپ سیف ہینڈس میں, اور اللہ نے چاہا تو آپ کا حج یہ کمپلیٹ ہونے کے بعد اللہ تعالیٰ نے قبولیت آپ کے حج کی کرنی ہے, اس لیے اس نے بلایا. ادروائز اتنے عرصے سے اگر آپ کو نہیں موقع ملا تو اللہ کی طرف سے موجودی نہیں تھی. اب آپ کو موقع مل رہا ہے تو اسی نے بلوایا, اور اس لیے بلایا کہ آپ کا حج انشاءاللہ قبول ہوگا. تو ہم آپ کی ایکسیس میں ہر وقت جہاں جیسا عاطف نے بتایا آپ کو ٹیلی فون نمبر ہے اس کا, یہاں آپ جاتے ہوئے قاری صاحب کا نمبر, جو لوگ 13 تاریخ کو جائیں گے وہ قاری صاحب کا نمبر بھی لے لیں, اور جو 12 تاریخ کو جائیں گے وہ شیخ صاحب کا نمبر لے لیں, اور جو 14 کو جائیں گے ان کو بھی ہم اپنا نمبر دے دیں گے. اور 15 تاریخ کو 15 کو عاطف جائے گا تو اس کا نمبر اس نے آلریڈی ڈسپلے کیا, پھر بھی آپ جس نے نہیں لکھا وہ لے کے جا سکتے ہیں. تو ابھی کوشچن آنسر کا سیشن ابھی ہم نہیں کر رہے, ابھی ہم انشاءاللہ پریئر پہلے کرنی ہے, نماز پڑھنی ہے. خواتین کے لیے, لیڈیز کے لیے انتظام ہے, یہ سامنے روم ہے وہاں کر سکتے ہیں, اور جینٹس کے لیے یہاں جماعت ہوگی. नमाज के बाद हम क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन करेंगे और उसके फौरन बाद खाना। ठीक है, थैंक यू। Please take the seats. We want to resume the next session, and that will be question and answer session, inshallah. Before this session starts, I just want to show you these two pieces of information that is in every box, in every bag. Please kindly read this information carefully. This is checklist plus the other information is written here, so kindly read it properly. And the second thing is that we have Hajj and Umrah books. Inshallah, we are giving to everyone free of cost, obviously, in English and Urdu. The people who can read English, they can take from that table English book. And the people who can read Urdu only, they can take from there. Urdu and English books are available. This is Hajj and Umrah and Ziyarats explanation in these books. So inshallah we are going to start this question answer session. If someone want to ask any question from Sheikh Sahab, then please, you can ask by standing there, or you can give us in writing and we will inshallah answer.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We've got, I think, 3 or 4 questions. Question 1, where to meet at airport, inshallah. That's terminal number 2. Heathrow terminal number 2, inshallah, the departure on 12th. Myself, I will be there. 13th, one brother, inshallah. 14th and 15th, inshallah. We will let you know. Those who are going on 12th, you can take my number, which is 07 956 481192. I repeat, 07 956 481192. Question number 2, is it okay to clip hair after performing Umrah or to shave it? Indeed, there's no doubt it is afdal and better to shave your hair with a mousse, with a blade, or ustrawi say. That is if you want to get full reward. And if you want to trim with the scissors, yes, you can do it. There is a reward, less reward than shaving completely with a mousse. But both are perfect, right? And third is, sometimes the time is very limited, and then probably you will not able, your hair will not grow very fast. Again, some brothers, they just take a part from here, but it's better to, even with the scissors, take from all your hair, According to the fiqh Hanafi, even if it's taken out one portion of finger, then that's acceptable. I personally believe that it is better to shave, number 1, if not, then at least trim from all hair, and that is recommended. And for sisters, just one equal to a small finger, but they should take it from their hair. Intent is the cover provided for cover because of ATOL. Yes, for those brothers who want 5-star deluxe, inshallah, that's provided. And in general, yes, there will be air cooler for everybody, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. To carry a hand luggage for ihram and towel with you, is it okay? Yes, it's perfect. I think Brother Khan Sahab, already told us, do not take a lot of luggage, because the space which you've got in Mina is very, very limited. 1 meter, probably less than half a meter. You will be sleeping next to another brother, very close. And where will you put your luggage? Probably be under your pillow, or maybe under your feet, or maybe hanging somewhere. So take a minimum as you can, like ihram sheets, or towel, or maybe one suit of Pakistani or a thawb clothes. Prayers in Mina, Arafat, are they going to be performed in Jama'at? Inshallah, yes. We will be praying in Jama'at in our tents, bi'awnillahi ta'ala. So you can pray with the Jama'ah to get more reward. Bi'awnillahi ta'ala. When doing final tawaf at the end of Hajj, do we also do the Safa Marwa? No. The final tawaf is called Tawaf al-Wida, farewell tawaf. Farewell tawaf, there is no Safa and Marwa. The Safa and Marwa, as say, is only when you are doing Umrah, only when you are doing Hajj, Tawaf al-Hajj, Tawaf al-Ziyarah, or Tawaf al-Ifada, as was called. But Tawaf al-Wida is must. Before you leave Mecca, you should do Tawaf al-Wida. That is obligatory, and you should do Tawaf al-Wida, and you can say that probably a couple hours before. Couple hours, probably 10 hours, 12 hours, and some sisters, they can do even 12 hours more.
How many Tawaf?
The Tawaf is, you have to go 7 times around Kaaba. 7 times around Kaaba. But Tawaf al-Wida is must, and you should do Tawaf al-Wida before leaving Mecca. Sometimes there's a confusion amongst brothers and sisters. Oh, we've done a Tawaf, so we are not going to Haram, Makkah and Baytullah to pray. Why not? You can go and perform the Salah. Sometimes buses are late, sometimes too much traffic. So it's time to pray. Go and pray. Pray with Jama'ah, you'll get more reward. And make sure you do your Tawaf al-Wida. Okay, can sisters change their burqa during the time of Hajj, staying in Mina? Yes, they can change, but as I said earlier, do not make a habit of changing after every single salah or after every couple of hours. You can change even the clothes. You can change the clothes too, either in Mina or in Mecca. Similar as brothers, if they wear the 2 sheets for long hours, and they will be sweating. So you can change in Mecca. Once you reach in Mecca, then you can change your ihram again if you feel like it. It's similar for sisters. If they want to change, they can change it. And also in Mina, if they want to change the burqa or the clothes, they can change it if they want. But please, please, my sisters, do not do your washing in Mina. Don't do washing. The toilets are very, very limited. 1 toilet, you could say, per 100 people, or maybe more. If you or my sister going into the toilet and then you're washing your clothes there, or after performing your own wudu, then you're washing your clothes, then my sister, that's not right thing what you're doing here. Normally it's our sisters, they do washing. They do washing their clothes in Mina. So a simple and humble request is, please don't do your washing in Mina or even in Arafah. Bring those clothes back into Makkah and do washing there. But don't wash it there because there's loads of sisters behind you who want to do wudu too. During Umrah, can we kiss Hajj and Aswad? It's very difficult. Very, very difficult to kiss Hajj and Aswad. And don't try. Don't try. Simple advice. And there are many, many reasons. Number 1, you may get, somebody may cut your pocket. You may lose your money, you may lose your ID, you may get injured, you may injure somebody else. So therefore, simple advice is from far, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and do your Umrah. And not last year before, a brother went from United Kingdom all the way to Pakistan to bring his mother and his brother and his sister. They came to do Umrah during the month of Ramadan, just before Ramadan. And they were there even in the first or second day of Ramadan, and a big tragedy happened with him. Wallahi, this is a true story. A brother, he was a very young boy, probably into 22, 23, but built a brother. And he did, mashallah, Umrah, and now before leaving, he said to his mother, his wife, and maybe other sisters and a brother, you take mother and I'm going to do the farewell tawaf. Now he wanted to kiss the stone, and there was quite a rush during the month of Ramadan. Month of Ramadan is always rush. So he tried to push people and went all the way to Hajj and Aswad. He was able to kiss the stone. Now he wanted to kiss second time. Probably he did. Third time he wanted to do again, and by mistake his hand went somebody's pocket. Wallahi, this was my mistake. His hand went in somebody's pocket and the man held it. So you're trying to steal from my pocket. and he was reported to the police. Police took him. Wallahi, brothers, believe me, he was in prison for more than 9 months. More than 9 months. And we had to ask others to help us to take our brother out. He was in prison for 9 months for stealing, which he did not do it. By mistake, he said, went in, brother hold it, he said, you're stealing. And he was reported to the police. He was sent to the prison, and then it takes long, but alhamdulillah, he was out after 9 months. So please behave and make sure you do not try to kiss the stones, especially by pushing others. Do we always have to do tawaf and say? I think Allah has already answered. If you're just doing the tawaf, and that is the best ibadah you can do in Mecca. That's the best ibadah, more than Umrah. If you're after performing your Umrah, the best ibadah in Mecca you can do is do the tawaf. Start from Safa al-Fasl, start from Hajj al-Aswad and finish at Hajj al-Aswad, and then pray your 2 rakats. You do not have to do Safa and Marwa for normal tawaf. And tawaf al-Wida, you do not have to do the Safa and Marwa. Please can you repeat your number? Okay. My number is 07956 481192. I repeat, 07956 481192. Sisters, please be quiet, do not make noise. Talk to yourself, talk to your sisters afterward, but once the program is going on, please be quiet and try to listen carefully. Now I think I'm going to ask the question. If anybody wants to ask a question, then do. Beautiful question asked by brother on 10th of the Hijjah. That's one of the busiest day. On Eid day. One of the busiest day, you can say, even in Mecca, in Mina, and all the way coming to Mina. Brother said that if say I'm performing my tawaf al-ziyarah or tawaf al-hajj, and yes, you have to do the same. Safa and Marwa. You have to do your same. The best is do your tawaf first, and then do the same. Do not do the way around. Do not do the way around. And this is for those who are doing Hajj and Umrah. And for those brothers who are doing Hajj Ifrad, and if they did the Safa and Marwa before, then they do not have to do it afterwards. That's for Hajj Ifrad. And similar, there's 2 different opinions on Hajj and Qiran. If you did your Umrah, and then some scholars they said that you do not have to do again a say. Some scholars they said that you have to do a say. But majority of us, 99.99%, we are doing Hajj and Umrah. Therefore, you have to do a say. Some will say if a brother or sister, after performing their tawaf, they're not able to do their say. They can do that next day. They can do the next day. Or say that a sister or brother on first day, they went to Makkah and now they cannot perform. They did 1 round and it's very hard for them. Okay, no problem. They can go back again to Mina. And not on 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, once they're okay, they can come and do their tawaf al-ziyarah or tawaf al-hajj or tawaf al-ibadah. Inshallah, food will be served. Please continue eating food, and at the same time continue asking questions, because there's a great benefit in it. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he was with the companions in Mina, and he sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to the companions regarding Hajj, and also look, regarding Salah, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli. Pray as you have seen me pray. And regarding Hajj, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, Khudhu anni manasikakum. Khudhu anni manasikakum. Learn from me the ways of Hajj. And that's why the companions, they will keep asking Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, O Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I went to Makkah and I did not do my say. Oh, I went to Makkah and I couldn't, I I've thrown my pebbles, but before pebbles I shaved my head. What was the answer of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? Again, la haraj, la haraj. If the tartib went up and down, but the best is follow the tartib. Because some scholars, they believe that tartib is wajib, in order, doing everything in order is wajib. So be careful, but once you are in Makkah, once you are in Mina, once you are in Arafat, Muzdalifah, make sure you do everything in order. But somehow, if by mistake you forgot, then the qalam does not write. The qalam does not write if you forgot. And subhanAllah, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam beautifully said it, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves the person who asks Allah for forgiveness. So always ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness. Regarding shoes, which shoes are allowed and not allowed in Ihram? For sisters, normal clothes and normal shoes, which they wear day to day. Which they wear day to day. And whatever is easy for them. Whatever is easy for them, that's their Ihram. Regarding brothers, you have to wear 2 white sheets. 2 white sheets, that's your Ihram. And regarding your shoes, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he did not have a special shoes for Umrah or Hajj. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's shoes was the normal which he wear every single day. In those days, I think you can say a little like that. You must have seen the picture. Very simple shoes. Rahmatul Alameen. He did not have a special shoes. And learn lessons from that. There's no special shoes. Indeed, if you go into the depth, then you will find the differ amongst the scholars. Some scholars says that you're not allowed to wear shoes. You have to wear the flip-flap slippers. Some scholars say that you can wear flip-flap or shoes and your foot should be shown from the top. Your shoes, let me say, your foot should be shown from the top part of it. And therefore, in general, try to wear the flip-flap, but it's dangerous. Sometimes flip-flap is very dangerous, especially when there's a water, and it's easy, you may get your clothes dirty. And so there are different kinds of flip-flap, which I said to you, mentioned to you, at Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's shoes. You will get that from Makkah easily. But again, but sandals are very, very easy to walk and easy to wear and easy to move. So whatever, again, you feel comfortable, wear it. Sometimes a brother is not able to wear other than his shoes. Maybe he's not feeling well, his sickness, or probably he had something. Then in that case, he can wear normal shoes. He can wear normal shoes. Again, whatever is easy for you, and especially why they say flip-flap or those plastic slippers, because in Mina you have to do wudu, and the toilets are 100 per person, 100 person, one toilet, or maybe more. There will be long queue, and you will be waiting in the sun and sweating. So therefore, majority of the brothers, they think it is better for them to wear those flip-flap or the different shoes. Again, whatever is easy for you, please wear those kind of shoes. Hajj and Umrah, knee of Hajj and Umrah. Hajj and Umrah is that once during Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, there was this man who wanted to perform Hajj on behalf of somebody else. And he said, "Oh Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I want to do Hajj on Shubra." Then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked him, "Have you done your own Hajj?" So the main condition for that is, you must perform your own Hajj, and then do for Shubra, or then do for your mother, then do for your father, then do for your beloved one, whoever you want to do. So that is the main condition. And the niyyah is, once you make the niyyah, labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaika, and then you mention that number, the name, I'm here, labbaika, and Muhammad, for Allah, I'm here presenting on behalf of Muhammad, or on behalf of my mother Fatima, or on behalf of my sister Aisha, or maybe whoever you want to perform Hajj for. Can you do Umrah for deceased parents or live family members? What process we do? You can perform Umrah similar as Hajj. similar as Hajj, again there is a qiyas on it. There is no direct hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but it is a qiyas. A qiyas is opinion, because if you can do Hajj, then why not you can do Umrah? That's what the scholars say that. So you can do Umrah on your deceased, especially your mother and father, your relatives, you can do. And again make the niyyah once you are at the miqat, oh Allah, I'm going to do Umrah on behalf of, for my sister, for my father, so and so, whoever you want to do. And regarding those who are living, those who are still, mashallah, live, make dua for them. Oh Allah, bring them. Oh Allah, give them a strength so they can come and do Hajj, or they can come and do Umrah, or they can come and do the Tawaf, inshallah. So pray for them. While going from Mina to Arafat, if you, by mistake, make yourself unclean, might be, okay, or you clean yourself. But in that case, if it's a small drop on your ihram, a urine, then wash that. Wash that. If you got an extra sheet, then change it. Then change it. And it is better to change it. And sometimes, I mean, there's no need to be ashamed. You know, sometimes, maybe some brother, maybe some sister, they want to wear those pull-up nappies. You're allowed to wear that. You're allowed to wear that if it's emergency, then why not? Because that's a part of life. You're allowed, but if you do not need to, then don't. Then don't. Any other questions before I ask question? And I will give a present also, inshallah. Ji. Okay, brother.
Does anybody staying on the 13th because we're supposed to be studying the date of
Tashriq, yes. You want to stay extra day?
Yeah.
No, normally, yes, we do have every year brothers staying behind on 13th of the Hijjah. They're coming out from Mina. So we will let you know, inshallah, Allah reward you. See that this is a great reward. Normally we try to rush on 12th of the Hijjah out of Mina, but if you stay extra day, then there's a great reward. And say, if you're still in Mina on 12th of the Hijjah, and it's a Maghrib time, don't leave. Stay in Mina for another night. But if you're out of Mina, then alhamdulillah, that's okay. Jibal. Can you raise your voice a little bit? Yes?
Let's say there's a lot of walking, you might have blisters, you might get ill, etc. During that process, or during that state, are you allowed to use like cream or any blisters or anything like that?
Jazakallah khair, brother. I think we should have told our brothers this earlier. You have to do walking a lot. You have to walk a lot. And so you've still got a week, so please make sure you walk a lot. Because in Mecca you have to walk a lot. In Mina you have to walk a lot. In Arafat maybe if you want to walk you can. If you want to come back walking. But other than that, only in your tent. From Muzdalifah you have to walk. Again from Muzdalifah to Mina. Mina to Jamarat. So do training now and walk a lot. Because it will be easy for you. And as brother mentioned, once you're in Ihram, and if you did not put your ihram properly, if you tied your ihram and your legs are like this, then there is a 99.99 chances you will damage your legs because they will be touching and probably you may get injured. And therefore, when you put your ihram on, make sure you do open your legs widely. That's number one. Take that advice. Otherwise, you may get injured. And number two, probably be overweight like myself, some brothers. Even if you put open your wide legs, then you put your ihram on, still there are chances you may get injured because of walking too much. In that case, why not? You're allowed to use creams, you're allowed to use medicines. This is for betterment. But you're not allowed to use perfume. Don't use that kind of sabun, soup, which has got perfume. Easily you can buy from here the soup which has got no perfume. Like sometimes our brothers think that after going to the bathroom, they're not using the soup. Why not? The purification the cleanness is from Islam. Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "At-tuhuru shatrul iman." Purification is for part of our iman. After going to the toilet, make sure you wash your hands and wash it with sabun. Wash it with sabun because probably you may have heard there is no toilet papers in Mina. There is no toilet papers in Arafah. There is no toilet papers in Muzdalifah. You may need to carry with you, but probably. So maybe you need to clean with your hands. So watch out, please, please. And that's why we advise our brothers and our sisters that eat limited food in Mina, eat limited food in Arafat, eat limited food in Muzdalifah because of the toilets, because you have to wait for hours. So make sure that you give chance to others. Say sometimes you will see a brother holding his stomach and he probably is coming in front of you. Let him go. You will get ajr inshallah. You will get reward.
What time is the best time to train the team?
The best time to play a team maybe at Dhuhr time. Maybe at Dhuhr time. But even during Hajj, it's very difficult. Very difficult, yeah.
What about the time for Al-Rawda for the women? Al-Rawda for the women?
Yeah. Okay, in Medina al-Munawwara, there is a certain timing for our sisters to go to Al-Rawda, to say salam to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And make sure, please, once you reach in Medina al-Munawwara, before even, we will let you know exactly timing. Normally it's after Fajr, not after Fajr directly, but 7 or 8 o'clock till Dhuhr. Or just maybe before Dhuhr. This is normally day to day, but during Hajj they change, and might maybe sometimes after Dhuhr, and sometimes after Asr. But inshallah we will let you know, bi'awnillahi ta'ala. For brothers it's open, but again, try to pray your daily prayers in Khana Kaaba and pray your daily prayers in Masjid Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Any other questions? Jibril.
The majority of the people have got smartphones, and during 8, 9, 10 because they're going to be away. I'm assuming there's not going to be any charging for it, but because lots of us have got Quran and Dua and so on, so maybe what the situation is. I know you can get a charging pack, but are you allowed to keep that in your hand luggage, or does it have to be in your one that you have to keep?
Okay, take this minute. That's me one. Jazakallah khair, brother. I think it's a very important question, and that is regarding your iPhones or latest telephones, if you're carrying it, and what do you have to do, like for du'as, verses of Quran or full Quran on it, and what do you have to do? Why not get benefit from it? See, we are the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and we should and we must try our best to get more knowledge and use these kinds of iPhones or latest technology. So where we could get benefit, our children could get benefit, and the Ummah could get benefit. Now you will see, nowadays, it's very easy to download du'as, very easy to download the Quran, very easy to download footstep of Hajj, how to do Hajj. Why not try to get benefit from your iPhone by using that for du'as, for reading the Quran, and then, yes, keep that in your bag. Do not leave here and there. There are lots of chances, lots of brothers say, oh, I left my phone and it's gone. It's gone. So you have to look after yourself for your phone. Any question? I think the brother already mentioned 30 kilo per person. 30. One bag only. So it's 30 kilo bag, one, and then hand will give 7 kilo, and on your way back, you will have extra 5 liters of Zamzam. You will not be carrying that out with your luggage, but 30 kilo plus Zamzam.
How many pebbles we have to collect? 49 or 70? If it's 49 or 70, can we collect extra, or has to be exact amount?
Jazakallah khair. I think this is a very good question. Again, the question was very good. Collecting the pebbles 49 or 73. If you want to stay extra night, as brother mentioned, Allah reward him for staying 12th of the Hijjah in Mina, then in that case 73. And if you're just intending to stay up to 12th of the Hijjah, then 49 pebbles. Somehow say you have taken extra pebbles, 5, 10, 15, nothing wrong with that. And you do not have to go back where you picked it from. Because there is a confusion sometimes. We said, oh no, you have to go back and throw them there. No. If you have picked from Muzdalifah or Mina, then you do not have to go back in there and throw them in. No. And sometimes when you're going to Mina to throw the jamarat, the pebbles, you may have dropped on the way going. You can pick from there anyway, on the way. But do not pick at the place of jamarat, the used one. Don't use those pebbles, because they're already used. And make sure you use the new ones. So you can pick up while you're walking towards the Jamarat, but not from the pillar, around the pillar, or from that bridge. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you, brother. He said that normally for doing the tawaf and say and umrah, and normally extra doing tawaf, are we allowed to take, his sister's wife or mother or daughter, can they go lonely? I would say yes, they can go lonely, but if they go into a group of 3, 4, 5, 6 sisters, it is a lot better than going individually, because we do not know when and where we're going to die and what could happen to you. So if you are in a group of 3, 4, 5 or 2 sisters even, then alhamdulillah, that is perfect. You can go on your own in Makkah al-Mukarramah and do your own tawaf. That's perfect. But if you want to go with your husband, yes you can, but go into a group of the ladies, because in Mecca and even in Medina they've got gates only for ladies. Only for ladies. And especially if you're doing the tawaf or umrah at the time of salah, then it is difficult. It's better to keep with your own haram. It will be easy for you and they will take care of you better, inshallah.
I've got a relative there. If I want to go there to meet them, is there a chance to like...
Where in Mecca?
Yeah, in Jeddah.
Well, regarding Jeddah, I think you need to take permission from the group leader. It's very difficult if you go before Hajj. After Hajj, I think you can make it easy. But before Hajj, don't try, please, because they are very, very strict. They're not allowing anybody, those people who haven't got permission to do Hajj, they're returning them back. And even those who judge, they may put them for hours and hours, you may have to wait it. So if you want to visit your relative, please visit them after Hajj, not before Hajj.
Preferably, if they will visit to Makkah, that will be okay. If you visit Jeddah, that will still be difficult. Or just invite them after Hajj, they can visit.
Yeah, they can come.
Question ये है कि अगर मैं अपने वालिद साहब के लिए हज करना चाहूँ तो उसकी नीयत क्या है और क्या मुझे 2 कुर्बानियाँ देनी पड़ेगी? तो इसमें यह है कि आपको सिर्फ एक ही कुर्बानी देनी पड़ेगी। कुर्बानी एक ही है, और उसका यह है कि आपने अगर पहले अपना हज किया हुआ है, तो फिर आप अपने वालिद साहब का हज कर सकते हैं। अगर आपने पहले हज नहीं किया हुआ तो फिर पहले अपना हज करें, उसके बाद अपने वालिद साहब का हज करें। इसलिए कि रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के दौर में एक आदमी वो किसी और का हज करना चाहता था, उसका नाम था शुक्रमन। तो उसने कहा लब्बैक अल्लाहुम्मा लब्बैक लब्बैक अली शुक्रमन, कि अल्लाह के रसूल सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया कि क्या तुमने पहले अपना हज किया और मैं नहीं? तो फिर रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने कहा कि पहले अपना हज करें, फिर शुक्रमन के लिए हिराम बांधना। तो आप जब हिराम बांधेंगे तो आप जब ऐलान करेंगे लब्बैक अल्लाहुम्मा लब्बैक, उस वक्त आपने ये ऐलान करना है कि या अल्लाह मैं हज कर रहा हूँ, मेरे लिए आसानी फरमा। मैं अपने वालिद साहब की तरफ से या वालिदा साहबा की तरफ से उनका नाम लेकर आप जो है वो ऐलान करेंगे। वैसे जो है वो अमूमन जो नीयत का दारोमदार है वो दिल के साथ है, लेकिन यहाँ पर वाज़े अल्फाज है कि आपको ऐलान करना पड़ेगा कि या अल्लाह मैं अपनी वालदा या औरत के लिए हज कर रहा हूँ। जी Okay, I'm going to ask you a question and I'm going to give a present, and that is, you can give that to, if it's a sister, she can take it. If it's a brother, then you have to give to your wife or your mother or your sister. The question is, I mentioned 3 Ummahat al-Mu'mineen earlier on. 3 our mothers, the wives of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Just name me these 3 wives of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. 3 wives. And there's a present for you, inshallah. Ji. No, this is. I think sister mentioned Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, Sajda radiallahu ta'ala anha, Khadija, yeah. Give to the both sisters. Yeah, don't go there. Give to me one each to sister. Jazakallah khair. Okay, second question is, Hajj has got 3, there are 3 ways of Hajj, or you can say there are 3 different names of Hajj. I just want to know the 3 ways of Hajj. Yes, brother. Tamattu, Jazakallah khair. Tamattu, Qiran and Ifrad. Jazakallah khair. Allah yabarak fik. Another question, and this is very simple, I think, and nearly everyone knows the answer to this. Where is Rawdatun min Riyadul Jannah? If I translate that, I think answer will be there. Where is Rawdatun min Riyadul Jannah? Let's give chance to sister. Rawdatun min Riyadul Jannah. Yes, sister. Yeah, sister. Yeah, it's in Medina and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's masjid. And it is between Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam's house and his minbar. Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says that is one of the gardens of paradise. I think this is a special question now, and this is quite expensive. Again, it's for sisters. That will be for sisters. And the question is, please listen carefully. Listen carefully, sisters. What was the name of the wife of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam who was crying during Hajj? Very simple question. What was the name of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's wife who came to do Hajj with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and she was crying? Yes, sister. No. Aisha, Jazakallah khair. Very good, sister. I think I'll do that last one now. Jazakallah khair. It was Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. She was crying because she thought she would not be able to do Hajj. And then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said to Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, do not worry, follow the way of Allah and His Messenger. Allah has written this upon all daughters of Adam alayhi salam. Last question now. This is the last thing I've got. You see these. I have to ask the brothers now so they can present this to either their wives or their mothers. Brothers, there are 3 battles which happened during Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There are many, but 3 most famous. Please tell me. Very simple question. 3, no, brother. Which one? Khandak, okay. Uhud, Khandak, and Badr. Badr is first. Okay, brothers, I've got a beautiful present now. And this is also for sisters. I got this from Sheikh Abdul Rahman's place. And this is a CD of Salat al-Tarawih in Haram. Full CD, MP3. And the recitations are Sheikh al-Juhani, Abdullah al-Juhani, Sheikh Abdul Rahman's place, Sheikh Saud al-Shurayn, and Sheikh Malik al-Ma'ikri. 5 imams reading beautiful Quran there. Can somebody tell me where was Hajj made obligatory on Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? See, I'm asking very, very easy questions. Where was Hajj? Okay, brother. I think I've got another question now before I pass on to you. This is a very important CD, but it's in Arabic. It's called Al-Maktabat Al-Shamila. It's got thousands and thousands of books in it. And especially like hadith books, fiqh books, many, many books in there. I just want a brother or sister to tell me the Ummahat As-Sitta, or the 6 books of hadith. I want to know the names of the 6 books of hadith. 6 books. Oh, don't mention that. Come on, brother. Gigi, come on then. Jazakallah khair. 6 books of hadith. Jazakallah khair. Come on. Sorry. Go forward and I'll give you. The brothers go forward. I will give him my present. Oh, subhanAllah. I'll give him anyway. I've got 2, so I don't know. I've got only 1. I've got another one. He answered 4. Now I'll change them. Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, Tirmizi. Which one is it? Tirmizi, and I'll leak it out to you Ibn Majah. 2 more left. And Mishkat is sorry. D. Inshallah, we will give you a chance later. Inshallah. I'll give you just Okay, Ummahat Sitta, 6 books of hadith. And this is again Al-Maktabat Al-Shamila. Thousands and thousands of books in it. I'll give this to the sisters anyway. To the sisters, books of hadith. Subhanallah, Bukhari, Muslim, Nisa'i, Tirmizi, Ibn Majah. Yes, sister. Okay, this is the last one also for sisters. Last for the sisters. And this is Taraweeh again in Mecca. Taraweeh in Mecca. Full Taraweeh in Mecca. Or you can take the full Quran, inshallah. It's MP3. You want? Full Quran. You can have it, okay. I think I'll just give the gift to that brother. And the question was in my mind, you know, and that is, who is the most famous companion of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who was named as Zinnurayn. Zinnurayn. Don't know him. Zinnurayn. Uthman radiallahu anhu. Uthman bin Affan radiallahu anhu. And he is the one who narrates this hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, where he says, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, خَيْرُكُمْ مَنْ تَعَلَّمَ الْقُرْآنَ وَعَلَّمَهُ. The best amongst you is the one who reads Quran, who tries to understand the Quran, who tries to spread the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala others. And it is Uthman bin Affan radiallahu ta'ala anhu who has done tremendous work on this ummah. And that is making this Quran into a book and then distributing this to ummah. And that's the Mus'haf which we've got nowadays is Mus'haf Uthmani. And indeed he was gathered during Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu's time, and then Uthman Umar radiallahu ta'ala, but it was only one book. But it was Uthman radiallahu ta'ala who printed this and gave this book to the governors. So it was during Uthman bin Affan radiallahu ta'ala. So keep your relationship with the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Keep your relationship with the book of Allah, and do not forget your mother and father. Do not forget your mother and father. if you want Allah to be pleased with you and the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, then be nice and kind to your mother and father. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make your Hajj easy and successful inshallah. Salimina, Ahmedina, wa jazakumullah khair.
Jazakallah, Sheikh. We are now closing question and answer session, inshallah. Only few minutes because we are running out of time. 4 o'clock, another session is going to be held here. So I call upon, please be ready and vigilant. I call the name and please come forward, and I'll give the passport and the bag to everyone separately. But be seated at your chairs, and when I call, kindly come forward and take the bag.